Alright, hello, and welcome everybody to VR Master League here, Channel 2. I'm Palidore, and, well, we've got some matches for you, a couple in a row, and then a few more even after that, just some short breaks in between, but otherwise, we're just about ready and setty. And spaghetti, just kidding, they're not here, but we do have Ninetails and power. More power to them. So, what's up, guys? I'm Palidore again. Yeah. Happy to be here. Haven't been able to cast too much. That's changing this week, at least a little bit now. So getting back into it. Good morning, afternoon, evening, etc. Zane Dash and Rowdy Artifact. How's it going? Ooh, got 5 players here. Looks like though. Got to make sure they're aware. Oh, I think we're good. About to say, make sure they didn't start with 5 people in the arena. That would have been a no-no. Looks like they dropped them, though, so I think we're actually good now. Hopefully someone's looking at the Discord, though. Yeah, so over on Channel 1, we've also got some matches rolling for you. Plenty of them, in fact. Later on, I'll be on Channel 3. Dimwee will be here on Channel 2 in another hour. Basically, all 3 channels. Nothing unusual there, but got a lot of stuff going on. Currently, King Gorillas, I believe, yes, are playing Hivemind on Channel 1. Over here we have Ninetails and Power. Following this match, at the top of the hour, we'll also have Overkill and the Florida Lasersharks. Meanwhile, on Channel 1, Austin Burners and Ethereal. So, I mean, a lot of matches, a lot of things to select. Pick your flavor of team. We've got all of them here. We're like a stone-cold creamery of leagues. That's exactly what we are. Not sponsored, by the way, by them. We are, however, sponsored, of course, by HyperX and Asterion products, Rebuff Reality, ProTube VR, VRWare, VR Cover. And, yeah, about to start this match here. Probably, maybe, possibly, soon. So on the roster, the full roster, you can see, again, courtesy of Ignite Metrics, of course. Ignite providing our stat tracking and overlays here that you see on our streams across VR Master League. And always glad to have their support, and vice versa, supporting them back. But for Power, a full roster of XZ captaining there. Has a Classic Ev, that is, Squam, Superfly, Bloop, not to be confused by Boop. Though I am curious to see if he has a Bloop shot. Maybe. And Swoosh, not to be confused by Whoosh. But nonetheless, very glad to see these faces here coming into VRML this season. Have something like over 400 teams now as of this week. So had some late stragglers to the league, it seems like, who didn't activate for week 1. Because we had about 376 or something in week 1. Which was about where we left off in Season 3 at the very end. But now, as of this week, we're back up again to 400 plus. So, hey, good stuff. Now, over on the Ninetails side, let's see. We've got Mr. Moneybags captaining here, I do believe. And as well as Pokemon, Spix, King Vroken, Jojo Loana, and Miss Lanoa? Names. Well, anyways, the name of the game is Echo Arena, and as you can hear, as you can tell, we are diving right in to the first round. And that is mighty, mighty swell. So back into the blue. It's first joust taken here, looks like, by King Vroken. Splicks as well in this team here, and just right behind that backboard area, there's a stacks coming in, but actually stopping themselves, getting hung up on the Geo just a tad. Over onto the blue side still yet, though. It's sticking here. Just missing a catch, however, so taken by Superfly. Superfly just under the Geo there, over to XZ. Trying to make this easy if they can. Now Orange Zone. Control looking like it'll be had here. Wrangled by Superfly for this team in Power. Now Superfly working it over. Good pass to Bloop. And easy does it for the Bloop 2. Is that the Bloop shot? Maybe. It's a Bloop shot. A Bloop shot. No bloopers, though. That makes the highlight reel. It's 2 points. About a minute into the game. I'm actually angelic. I'm here for the simple musician. Who's that? Am I the musician? What do you do when you have a cat on you and you need to move? I don't know. Is that like a setup for a joke? I do not know. What do you do? Or are you saying that's the situation you find yourself in right now? Well, these teams on the move currently, and the cat is in the bag, which is to say, 4 points on the board. XZ doing the work there, doing the duty, putting it in the litter box. Getting carried away here. Nonetheless, here in week 2 of VRML, season 4, across the last year and a half, a lot of growth. And always happy to see new teams, new faces, of which most of these players in this match are. Recognize a couple of them from last season, I believe, but... And then on top of it, too, the cruel thing is, a lot of people change their names between seasons, or just in general. Confuses the old casters. But nonetheless, we're glad to have these teams here coming in. Ridgeway with a takeaway. Now, I knew a Ridgeway and Echo once. In fact, he's currently playing on Channel 1, just by a different name. Speaking of. Now, Superfly here with that clear over into the wedge, taken by Bloop. Bloop with a nice stack there with his teammate Superfly. Great pass to XZ. See if they can make it X3. That is to say 3 in a row, backing it out wisely, but good dive. So, Ridgeway with a right of way. And saying no way on that shot attempt, that dive attempt. Now they're going to get themselves an open goal. They can make it. They can pull themselves up within 1, that is to say. But just a narrow miss. A good pass, though, to the left lane. And into the goal. Split the defense at that. Cuts that deficit. Only 2 points now. 4-2 and 3 minutes into this round. Apparently, Rowdy's serious about the cat. Well, I don't know. Catnip, maybe? I think if you blow in their faces, they get angry at that sometimes. Unlike dogs. Dogs might put up with it. A cat might, will probably just get tired and leave. So that's my recommendation. Although, if it does scratch you, not my problem. Not my fault, so disclaimers. Catnip. Catnip's the way to go. It's what I cast for. Catnip. Catnip and good matches. Over here, it's Bloop on the top, inverted, trying to hit XZ. Actually, Superfly diving out there. Retaining it, it's classic dive out and actually out of position now. The 2 defenders, good, gentle pass. Wow, Superfly to XZ. Now, could have maybe gone for that shot if you're Superfly, but decided to pass it, and that's good, that's fine. The key to that, make sure, especially in that close proximity, you're passing it nice and easy. Nice, put some soft touch on it, and that's exactly what Supa did. Made the catch, well, catchable, and that's what you need to do. Needless to say. So into the side lane here, left lane. Stacks coming out, and XZ with a recovery. 1 in the goal, and another numbers advantage about to happen here for Power, but couldn't capitalize. So losing Power just for a moment, if nothing. And now 3 on the way, splitting across that floor for the orange side here in Ninetails. But Bloop, good stun, good take. I will not sign such a waiver, absolutely not. Sounds dangerous. Now, if you want to talk cats, go talk to Dimwee as hold on, maybe a Dim 3, no, dimly lit because it was not made, so the goal staying solitary for a second. Uncontested now, diving in, all the players here for both teams, 7 out of 8 at least inside or near that bubble. Just 1 here, classic on the double. Bow tie, that is. Now, a good pass. Oh, the Chicago, the save. And ultimately the self-goal. That was well executed on the offense and well executed on the defense. Unfortunately, the results are as, well, they were. Anyway, yeah, if you wanted to talk cats, go chat up with it at Dimwee as well. He's over on Channel 1 right now casting. Assuming that match is still going on right now. Because his cats are always climbing on his keyboard and his microphone and such right before cast. Uncanny. They behave right up until we're about to start casting, and then the cats will start climbing all over the equipment. So if anyone could solve that problem, it's Dimwee. Now here's Superfly passing it out there. You can see the defense all trying to converge as offense. Oh, they will get stopped out by the stun. Nice dives here coming in. as Ninetails attempting a clear, but a lot of congestion, so not much time to work with. Bloop from the underside to Classic. Another save, though. This time Splixed. Oh, but the back tap. Wow, that was Classic. Every time. And that is 10-2. What a shot. What a good defensive stand, too, as well. I mean, really, best of both worlds there. What's up, Hellhounds? My booze. I was talking about cats and dogs, and now we've got the Hellhounds. Vicious. But over here, it's King Vroken. Speaking of Vicious, that was a great stat coming in with some stuns to take this disc back. Superfly with a take. Superfly with a send down. And XZ with the work up as they stack and boost in. There's the pass again. Oh, just missing. I really like what they're doing, though, here for Power, as they'll get another chance with the recovery, the juke, the delivery, and oops, it's 12-2. Really enjoy this teamwork we're seeing here from Power. Because you know what? Team play is power. Powerful. The extra passes really paying dividends for them here. Now, that said, for the Ninetails side, I'm liking the defense on the whole. They've had a couple of good defensive stands with these dives, stuns, and even a couple saves there near the front of the goal, but it's just this side of the floor where they're struggling to get it going a little bit. And of course, points are the name of the game, so it can play great defense, but then the offense has to come thereafter. And thus far, just one or the other, it seems like. For XZ, though, getting the job done here on Power, as they will have that 10-point advantage, looking to push it up a little bit further. And further it shall be. Bloop with a 2. And the score is 14. Hellhound's saying, I love playing with Bloop. He's good. Yeah, I was saying, I was looking forward to seeing the Bloop shot, because we have the Boop shot, that ceiling bounce, as discovered and coined by fantastic player Boop over on the EU side way back in 2017. So I kind of want to see what Bloop is made of. So, one of the cool things about Echo, all these players who have various moves that are kind of named after them, basically, because they just made it so famous. The beauty of the competitive scene here, and everyone kind of discovering the meta together over the last few years. As people discover things first, they often get the benefit of the name advantage as they take the point advantage to the tune of 16. XZ this time from Bloop. And yeah, I just, as far as Boop and Affenterre, yeah, definitely had my battles with him when I was playing in ESL and VRL. So from what I've seen, Boop is currently retired, not playing this season, has otherwise played every season of competitive league ever, so that was kind of sad, just on my end to see that a little bit. Affenterre, of course, one of the OG great goalies. Of course, we've seen some pretty good goalkeeping in some instances here from the side of Ninetails. It's just unfortunately the extra possessions basically being had from Power here. Able to get a lot of extra looks at the goal, and had that kind of unlucky save that turned into a self-goal earlier on as well. So they're showing they've got that propensity, but got to turn up now that intensity, because there it is again. Oh, Splixed does it one more time. This is what I mean. There are no slouches on defense. Don't be confused by the score. Their hands have been just rock steady. Unfortunately, they have not been able to get the clears. That's the only difference maker here, really, is they haven't been able to get clears and get into offensive positioning on Ninetails' side. And to Power's credit, they've really done well to press on that and just give them all kinds of trouble, as nearly another behind-the-back fling. Once, not twice, and out of there it goes. So round is in the books, favoring Power. And yeah, they put on a pretty good show, for sure. So quick hydration here. I know we don't have those channel point rewards, so pardon moi while I do so. Okay. Hi, I'm back. So again, our stats there, courtesy of Ignite, VR.JayG. those Ignite metrics you see there on the board. Always appreciative of Ignite for what they provide, and always appreciative of you guys in the Twitch chat there for what you guys provide, which is to say, give me company, you know? It's good stuff. And furthermore, beyond the selfish reasons, you come here to support the teams, and that's the important part, right? Being able to see what your peers are up to, see, you know, the up-and-coming players and teams, or in the case of the Master teams, the established dominant teams. I mean, either or. That's what it's all about, coming in here to support everyone on all aspects of the cast. So yeah. Good round, says Swoosh. I agree. I mean, again, you can see it there on the screen as we do have like a timeout, not like a timeout here. Seems like maybe someone restarting. But again, you can see a few saves there on the board between Bloop and Splix, but just a lot of points as well coming in their way. You know, you had over on the Ninetails side, plenty of, hold on there, saves as well between Splix and Pokemon, I should say. And, you know, we saw the dive out on the stuns, a couple steals in there. I mean, it's just one of those cases where the defense was flowing pretty decently, the offense not quite as much. And I think a lot of that's credit to Power, who were just really showing out with some of those plays. I mean, I was very impressed with the passing, suffice to say. Even some of the ones that didn't connect, just the fact that they made the attempts. It's good. Pally approved. What up, guys? So yeah, Manny is there as well. And Bryce. Overcoms. Thank you for coming over. So let's see, joining Crusaders soon. Cool. And Lil Zoid, or sorry, Zold. Zold? My eyes are so bad, so bold. I was just thinking that the other day. You know, with quarantine and all that, see, normally I don't wear my glasses until I am out of the house and out places all day or whatever, right? Thanks to 2020 specifically. Didn't wear them for a long time. Then I lost them because of that. So I've been kind of blind as a bat as of late. I have to kind of squint to see what you guys are saying at me. So I kind of, you know, old man adore. Apologies. But yeah, welcome to the chat. Phenom as well, who I think is joining me a little bit later. Can't have me lonely. True story. But alright, so yeah, still in the middle of a timeout currently. We have one player missing here from Ninetails. So, maybe a brief intermission. But on that note, shout out to these teams by the by, because they did actually reschedule just a little bit sooner than initially intended. By 15 minutes, just to accommodate some of the cast tonight. There's got a few on the schedule, so try to space them out if we can. So always appreciate when people and teams work with the casters to maneuver the scheduling here and there as needed. Hellhound saying, if quarantine didn't happen, probably wouldn't have started VRML. Yeah, and I think that was the case for a lot of players, right? Where, especially last year with everything going on, and otherwise not a lot of places to go or to be or to hang with people, to play your sports and things like that. I think Echo did a really nice job in VR in general. Maybe not one-to-one, but as close as you can get, right? Still being able to socialize and be kind of face-to-face with people. Getting to play a team sport like Echo and getting to still feel all that same sweat and intensity and teamwork and all that stuff. So, wouldn't wish 2020 on anyone, but because it was a thing, I mean, it was great that we had Echo to kind of tide a lot of us over, I think, and league play to tide us over. Ryruff asking, are there any matches casted on VRML 1? Yeah, there Kango's and why did I forget again? Kango's and is it Ethereal? No, Ethereal's later. Hivemind, that's right. They just played on 1. Ethereal and Austin Burners are playing on Channel 1 in about 25 minutes from now. So you have a master match there on Channel 1. That'll be casted by Newton Dad, Doc Education, and Sir Dimwee. Meanwhile, here on Channel 2, in about 25 minutes from now, we have, let's see, Florida Lasersharks versus Overkill, and that'll be here on this channel. We'll still have a lot more coming as well. You can check again vrml.com/echoarena/matches to get the full look. But yeah, there's maybe another 6 or 7 matches for the rest of this evening across all 3 channels. So you definitely have options for sure, for sure. Yeah, exactly, Phenom. VRML, feel the sweat. And occasionally the blood. Careful about those ceilings, huh? That is why, well, I was going to say that's why I switched to a hammock, but inaccurate. It was my walls that I switched to a hammock for. Hammock doesn't help the ceiling whatsoever. But anyway. Anyway. So yeah, still a timeout here. Actually, let me check the Discord, make sure I haven't had any words being thrown at me. Words, updates. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so not sure what's going on yet. We've had a few players kind of cycle in and out here in the timeout phase between rounds. But we're still at 7 players currently, so hopefully they get that settled here rather soon. We've got some time till the next match, though. That's kind of why I wanted to reschedule this one just a little bit earlier, just in case. Just in case. But alright, nothing in the Discord, so I'm safe to go back to Twitch chat now. It's hard, I get distracted. Let's see. Dimwee is casting at 9:45. I might be casting at 9:45, depends. Eastern, right? So I think I'll also be casting on Channel 3 at that point. But otherwise, yeah, good luck. Should be fun. Bryce saying, would if I don't have my own match. It's not casted, though. And yeah, that's kind of the struggle. See, back in pre-season, and then Season 1, Season 2, it's one of those things where I tried casting literally every team and every match. And when we had 40 teams, we were able to do that pretty much. Now that we have 400 teams, it's a little bit harder, but we definitely try to cast as much as we can. That's why we also throw the channel point rewards on Channel 1, where if you watch the streams enough on Channel 1, you can also redeem a guaranteed cast. Guaranteed-ish. By that I mean, if you redeem it, we'll try to accommodate the specific match you want, but if we can't do that, we'll generally be able to cast one of your matches within that week, usually. So, you know, we give the options, but it's definitely a lot of people and a lot of teams to handle, which is a good problem to have. Looking back in the arena right now, so looks like we got 1 player back for... Oh, maybe not. Your guess is as good as mine. Anyway. What's up, lulz? Hey, how's it going? High voltage, high lulz. Of course, high voltage, I'm gonna be a Palidore and embarrass lulz. Do I get to do that now? I've always been wanting to do that since I was a kid, right? Like, grow up and be the Palidore who says, I'm so proud of my youngins. They played so hard and they worked. But really, one of my favorite stories last season. Not to joke too much. I know I made the prediction at the beginning of Season 3. You know, on what the Master tier would shape out to be going into the future, and I was saying by Season 4, I think we'd see one of the questy teams getting their way into Master Division. And it almost happened at the end of Season 3, right? We had, Technique and Kraken, although I think maybe one of Kraken's players weren't. I can't remember. But point is, we had basically borderline gotten that finally. But yeah, I mean, I think teams like High Voltage, you know, teams like Anomaly, teams like, you know, kind of the next gen, if you will, of teams and in the Master Division, it's a reality, right? And it's becoming a reality now, as we're seeing. Which is not to take away from the veterans who've been there for years now, but I'm just saying the tide is gradually changing. You're seeing the top level get younger and newer. You know, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Cranberry, in case you're curious. My prediction is by season 7, we're going to have a champion that is a questie. Maybe 6. 6 would be kind of ambitious, but yeah, as far as by the end of this season, though, I do expect we're going to have quite possibly either questie team in Master, or at least a lot of those players continuing to fill up Master, because I know there's been a lot of roster shifts, so, you know. Anyway, I'm going to go ping the teams here real quick, so pardon me while I stare awkwardly at my keyboard and shut up for a second. Me, not you. Okay, there we go. Me staring awkwardly is your favorite part, exactly. I mean, I have some convenient buttons here. I should have just done that. Hide myself. Yeah, anyone who's been into one of my casts knows I absolutely, positively cannot... I can't talk and type at the same time. It just doesn't work. When I do that, that's when... If anyone's ever seen me in Discord making a comedic amount of errors in a short span, trying to talk to teams in Discord and tag them, it's usually because I'm also on the cast trying to talk or stall, and then I'm typing at the same time, and then it gets all out of hand. Nobody likes it. At least I don't. Anyway. Alright. JT Graham, what's up? And Dash, that is to say XZ Dash, who is from the game apparently. Okay, well that helps. They're taking a second time out because sub is taking forever? Okay, well that said, I'm here in round 3 about to start. Okay, or 2, rather, round 2. But 3v3, interestingly. Okay, dokes, well here we go. So I guess that was the case. Something went wrong with getting their sub or this or that or otherwise, but you know what? Now we're here, so open the eyes and let's see what it provides. Bloop right off the bat with the oop. How about that? Sub JayG also. We know a lot in production news. What does that even mean? I have no idea what that means. What happened in production news besides what I typed? By the way, hello JayG. To the blue zone, though, it's taken by Bloop. So turning into some Echo Classic here with a 3v3 format. You see that every now and then, so... Not sure, maybe it was a case, just an agreement from the teams to drop to 3 because, well, I think Ninetails here couldn't get their sub, so maybe they just agreed to do 3v3. Keep getting switched up. Ninetails, I want to say Firefox, though, for some reason. But nonetheless, we're going to browse up this disc here and see where it goes into the trap, apparently, as will be taken by King. As, oh, a 4th player rejoins here, JoJo. Back into the match. So this is kind of inconvenient because now it's Power who's at a numbers disadvantage. Well, let's see how they handle it. It will be a spin from Classic, getting stunned in the process, though. Had nowhere to go, and the deep back line hanging out there was a Bloop. But good stack here coming in. And able to recover, even down a player. All right, so back into the offense now, the orange bubble. You see this very talented goalkeeper there. Had a couple nice saves last round in Splix, but didn't even need to do anything there because the teammates on Ninetails had it covered. Doing a very nice job to collapse and get the disc back. So King now. King broken. Trying to get woken. And maybe with a pass here. Oh, could have been good. Could have been a tie. But instead, off the ding. and back to the wedge. Bloop here, stunned again, Splixed up top now. Going to tap it over, an immediate fling, and oh, another ding! Unfortunate. So this round, compared to round 1, Ninetails are able to get some of their offense going. They're lining up and positioning nicely and able to get some of those passes, but the finish is just not quite there. So they're making progress, but still held to the 0 points for the moment. Let's see if that changes. Meanwhile, nice job in the back line from Splix to at least break up that one stack, but they'll still get the disc, and this may just turn into a, let's see, one-on-one essentially, right before anyone can get back. Eyeing down the goalkeeper and flying on in. That was super. They've got 4. Let's see, time is it now? 46. All right, so again, just a reminder, we do have matches at the top of the hour in about 14 minutes from now, both on Channel 1 and Channel 2 here. You have a master match over on Channel 1, and over here you'll have a master quality match. Not technically master yet, but 2 teams who could very well be there in the near future. So with that, it's Superfly over to the barrier, buries it. Right on the feet this time. Good pocket placement after the fundamental pass right down center. Gotta love it. But yeah, just to remind again, it's Florida Lasersharks versus Overkill. That will be here on this channel at the top of the hour. And then Austin Burners versus Ethereals. Hold on. They got burned right there on the joust. And Superfly at the top now, placing it in. So that was a quick turnaround. And already in just a few minutes into the second round, they're pushing up on that double-digit advantage if they score again here. So Splixed to the right lane. That's going to hit off the wedge. Be retrieved, though. Easy does it by Classic. Now, trying to link up for some grabs, but actually just missing. Will actually fan the floor here. Got to be careful, especially in this 3-player situation. You get 2 spread out, and if that disc turns over, I mean, you have 3 different players in no man's land, so it's definitely a tight balance, but Superfly definitely looking pretty fly as he goes up there in the sky with some clever jukes. So let's see if they can make something out of it, trying to produce an anchor shot, but instead getting struck down and sent out of the bubble, retained by Classic over on that right side. Gentle pass over to Bloop, waving and getting by somehow. And now a nice grab though, Splix, and right back at him again. Here it is, a Duncan swinging around, dinging it in, and there's the sound of the dinner bell as they go by 10, up by 10, that is to say. And if you observe the rosters here, also back to a 4v4 apparently. Very interesting round this has been, just pacing-wise. 3v3, 3v4, 4v4. Someone go call Sesame Street. Get the count. He'd love this match right now. So to the sidewall, taken back by Swoosh. Right over into the orange zone. A good stack into the take and into the make. Really nice coordination from the teammates there to stun out that goalie, which is to say, Splix has proven very, very tough to deal with in that goal several times in this match. So wise move to coordinate the punch before diving in for the guaranteed goal. So now it goes back to the blue and off that back wall near the clock. It's taken back by Blue. Now at the moment, looking like they still have that one just kind of hanging in the tunnel, so maybe it still is a 3v3 after all. Who knows? Nonetheless, back into the hands of Ridge. Now Ridgeway mid lane. That clear is picked off though by Classic. Classic trying to shield from King. Good distribution here. Once more, the passing has certainly been a strength, and what a shot from Bloop. Now that's the Bloop shot I was looking for. Great pocket hit. Now as I say that, there is currently a 5th who just joined, and as we know, that could be really bad news. Someone go smack someone right now. I'm not actually sure which team they're for, but it was between Joust, as looks like just as the buzzer went out, the 5th had left, so maybe sweat off the brow there. Over into the blue zone, though. picked here by Classic. 2 minutes left and a 14-0 lead. So very strong round here, no matter the numbers. The points are certainly in the advantage, and that 3 just caps it off. 19 seconds on that goal time. And they are pushing up on that Mercy potentially here very soon. So back here again, that 2-minute warning at this point. Definitely an awkwardly paced second round again in terms of the numbers disadvantages with these teams. Starting off 3v3 and then 4v3 and what have you. I think it's mostly stuck to just 3v3 this whole way through, as I don't know either, Classic. I don't know. Me too. But yeah, it's kind of hard to get a good flow to your game, a good rhythm to your game, when your numbers are 3 and then 4, and you got one player, then the other. It can be tough to gather a rhythm. So I think that's kind of the explanation for why this round has been much more wild, I guess, in comparison to that first, where it's just kind of a runaway train going up here. 90 seconds remaining in the second round, and a sweep will be had here, favoring the side of Power, showing all of that and more. But taken here by Splix at the outer lane, outer bubble. Now Superfly with another grab, hitting the brakes and breaking the goal open. It's Bloop again. Another 2. And they're up 19-2. What's up, Super Buddy? Queen, Oculus Satyr. The fellow queens, kings, and otherwise of Echo VR. Thank you for gracing our chat channel here. Glad to see you guys. So again, top of the hour, 8 minutes from now, we have matches, Master Caliber matches on both Channel 1 and 2. The one happening here, not technically a Master match, but definitely Master potential match when you look at Overkill and Florida Lasersharks. 2 teams you can easily see making it to those Challenger Cups and Master tier in the future. But the Austin Burners and Ethereal will be over on Channel 1. And then about another hour from now or so, we're going to also split into Channel 3. And we'll have a combination of all 3 channels, I think, going on at some point or the other. So you have plenty of options here on this lovely Thursday evening. Or morning, depending on where you're from, I guess. And taken here for maybe one more shot attempt. Oh, thought they were going to Joker train it or Ignite train it. You know what I mean. Anyway, Bloop. He's been mean. Mean scoring machine. And that will be the round. All the power to them. They take it in 2. 21-2. Now, as for why the logo doesn't currently show up there at the moment, good question. I'm apparently very good at introducing bugs into these assets every now and then. Nonetheless, back to round 2, the scoreboard here, as we take a quick look and I get situated one more time. You can see the plethora of players who kind of stopped in and out. It was definitely a little bit of a weird pace there, especially in that second round, but hey, they work with what they've got. The round 1, when it was a full 4 versus 4 for a good chunk of it, or for all of it, really. I mean, we saw what these teams are capable of. I was immensely impressed by the team play, the passing ability, and willingness, especially of Power. I was impressed by Ninetails and their intensity on those dives and inside the goal, making a lot of saves and some steals and what have you. The offense didn't quite go the same way for them. They weren't really able to get it out of the orange lane hardly ever, and that was really the only difference maker. Otherwise, they were playing some pretty good defense. So I think, you know, one of the puzzle pieces are there. One of the puzzle pieces. Anyway, all right. So let's see. Yeah, good game, everybody. All right, I'm going to go to an intermission here in a second and just prep for that next match in about 5 minutes. So whether you're on Channel 1 or Channel 2, you've got some high-caliber matches on the other side. I've been Palidore, and I still will be Palidore in another few minutes. Be right back. Do stay tuned.
Starware. Our passion is for the future.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to VR Master League channel. Deuce, and I'm Palidore, and thank you for choosing this one. Glad to have you. Got JayG here casting with me on this match, and it's going to be a fun one, I do expect. So, welcome to it. How's it going, JayG?
It's going pretty well. I'm curious to see how this is going to be playing out. The Florida Lasersharks and Nepa team, and Overkill with a lot of different well-known people. So, I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. See if Florida Lasersharks can bring up the ranks and hopefully get to Master, or are we going to see Overkill bring the Overkill? And I'm just curious, maybe that Overkill is going to be a mercy for them. Who knows? But what we will know is the joust for the first round.
All right, well, Joust is out and underway, so here we go. Thank you all for joining me again. I'm Palidore on the casting and cams, JayG here on the co-cast, and these two teams definitely master-worthy as a very, very quick 3 was hurled by Anubis, getting it done 13 meters deep, and great start for them in only 10 seconds.
I always love those long shots that are that quick. I feel like it's even more satisfying for the people who make it, because, like, you just got that opportunity to take it, and it's open, and you just make it, and it's there. But it will be Chuck Knight Norris passing it down to Venom, almost getting stunned out, but it'll be Blitz making a reset back down to Chuck Knight Norris. Taking it slow, not getting pressured. Smart, obviously. Doing a self-reset, as it's going to be passed down to William. William try to go for it, but it will be slapped out, bouncing into the tunnel, and Ghost Duck will gain possession.
All right, and Ghost Duck now from that wedge on that left side, just evasive as ever, trying to send it over to the blue side, and Paranim taking it over. Paranim eyeing down the goal, recognizing the goalkeeper, recognizing the teammate, though, on the cut. Has Anubis here from that boot, and now a 2-on-4 situation. Everyone positioned around that goal on the defense, and they will block it off the iron wall. Will.i.am getting it done as quite usual across the history of VRML, and so on. Just great to see Will back in it, and always thrilling. But that said, spilling into the goal, Anubis will not be denied another time.
Second time's the charm. Normally it's third time the charm. I've actually seen it happen multiple times. But is Chuck Knight Norris actually called the is that what he called it, or is it Will?
Iron Will, Iron Wall. There's a lot of Iron Knees, definitely a sturdy player. But that said, Chuck.nn. Start calling him .com, not really, but Chuck here with the disc over to Will now in that back lane from the Cloud. Some good spacing from the Lasersharks here as they do dive in. The 3 positioning out and now fanning outside of the goal, but will not be able to find any points off of it. But still another attempt here. Looks like as Blitz taps it on over below to Venom. Venom again, though, lining it up, but no one home, at least at that very moment, as a slap clear is sent successfully into the mid lane.
Some good plays by the side of Florida Lasersharks, but the connections are not making it. I can see them easily coming back, but it looks like Overkill is just there on time. They have their connection shits ready and there, but it will be the Florida Sharks gaining that position once again, as it will be slowly taken down through Ghost Check, trying to go for that interception. Will be Venom possibly going for the solo, but it will be Anubis passing it to Ghost very shortly, as it will be bounced up. Paranim with the disc going for the almost 0 angle shot, and now make it a 7-0 for the side of Overkill.
Paranim with a pair of points, and leaving Lasersharks scoreless for the moment. Only a few minutes in, but nicely done to speed across the floor and immediately just keep that pressure on, basically. Not allow time for the defense to get back or to organize their next move. Really pouncing on at least a couple of their goal opportunities here in the early match for the side of Overkill.
This will be Blitz going for the reset. I've seen that Florida Lasersharks are going for a lot of resets, which is really smart. As it's going to be passed out to Chuck and Norris. Try to go for it, but it will not find that connection. It will be Ghost Duck getting that send through onto mid. Paranem with the disc once again, potentially going for the three. A little bit too much to the right, as it will be bounced into Chuck Norris's hands. Sent all the way through down to will.i.am. See if will.i.am is also gonna. I am going to reset it, is what he was thinking. My puns are not good, but it will be Venom.
Oh boy.
Sending. Still got it in me, the horrible puns. But Venom will take it slow, looking for a connection, passing it to Will. Just, take it slow. If you are getting pressured, it isn't worth it. But Chuck Norris making a reset, back down to Venom.
And while they fan out the floor here again, great spacing. I mean, we've seen this a few different times from Lasersharks. It's the unforced stuff like that. That's not working out, because otherwise they have the right ideas, but it seems like the rhythm not quite there. So I think for the Lasersharks, they just need the one. That's all it ever comes down to. They need to see that first shot go through. They need to see that their game plan can work the way they know it can, and that it does more often than not. Just the early match, sometimes it's a feeling out process, and now they're dealing out the passes. That was lovely, coming in from Chuck, Venom, but really the entire squad on Lasersharks, able to touch that disc, cycle it around in a nice, just fan formation. And like I said, first one in the books. I feel like the rest of this round, they should be able to calm it down a little bit now, as will be a launch from Overkill now, trying to offer the rebuttal.
Honestly, that momentum can really help them. Even 1 point can mean a lot. Even if they were 7 down at the start, it can really just give them the momentum, figure out what they have to do, as it will be Knife Rich sending it down sharp, making the pass down to Anubis, down to Paranem, down to Knife Rich once again, making that reset. A great force push, as it will be juked from Ghost Duck looking for the cut pass down from Paranem not finding that connection, but it will be Anubis finding that 17 meters per second, 3 meters away, as that is going to be a great response by the side of Overkill. And they said, oh, if you're going to make a two-pointer, we'll make a two-pointer even better than that. So, I mean, yeah, Florida Lasersharks can still push this through, but they just got to figure out that momentum. And they still got this. They still have 4 minutes left. They can still bring this down through. They just got to start doing it right now, or else it's looking like Overkill might have this.
The opportunity was there. That could have been an open 3 off that joust. There was no defender in the goal, but overshooting it, unfortunately, with a stack. But still yet, Lasersharks have a chance to retain. There's some stuns. will.i.am with the Iron Fist now, and trying to iron out their problems if they can. Up top now, taken, though, by Knife Rich. Knife Rich, right lane clear, will bounce right back towards their way. Another clear attempt, this one much more successful already, dribbling down the floor. Everyone getting back here. 4-on-1 and 11-2 is a score. Going back the way of Overkill. They are putting up some heat in this first round.
We got 3 minutes left. I am curious to see how the slide of Florida oh boy, maybe they're going to be sliding through in the second round, maybe the first round. Who knows? I caught myself there, but it will be will.i.am passed down to Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris taking their time, making the pass down to Blitz. I mean, taking it slow is always one good thing, but if you're down 9 points, then you got to put some forward momentum, but that forward momentum is going to be a little bit too slow on the side of Florida Lasersharks, as it will be brought down to the side, but it will be caught by Venom, having a little bit of a fumble, and it will be passed down to Ghost Duck. Going for it, but Chuck Norris making that quick save. What a one at that, as it will be Venom sending it down through. What what a save. That was just honestly crazy.
Yeah, Chuck is known for being a great offensive player for sure, but defense, certainly at this level, you have to be able to get it done on all sides of the arena, and Chuck doing the job there. That said, they need to get back to this side of the arena, otherwise they will be beside themselves, as another open goal could have happened just there, but now over the reach, so we'll delay the shot opportunity by a little bit, but nonetheless retaining possession here is Ghost Duck from the mid zone. Venom encroaching upon him, so Venom now on that defense there, trying to hit up Will, and they will, in fact, fill that goal. 13-2, under 2 minutes to spare in this first round, and I was very curious, so I think we both were, on what Overkill would provide in this stream. You know, some certainly talented, well-known players from prior seasons coming together here again, and 3 out of the 4, as I do recall, from Corrosion, if not all 4 of them. And, I mean, they are definitely putting on points by the dozen practically as this round does come to a close in the next minute.
I mean, yeah, even if you can't get the first round down through, it's still good to continuously push that forward momentum, but it will be Anubis with that save. Chuck Norris getting stunned, but will keep it delayed, as it will be Blitz getting that catch, passing it down to Chuck Norris, but is not going to catch it. Would have been a perfect pass, but Will.i.am will catch that disc. Looking for the pass down to Blitz. Blitz going for the solo bounce shot, and Chuck Norris is going to make that slap shot behind the back. But, Palidore, to back what I was saying is that even if you can't win the first round, you'll be like, oh boy, this is really tense. Take what you have, even if it's mathematically out of time, continuously push forward and figure out what you can do, and just try your best to get as many points to show that you're still kicking and you're still trying your best.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the ideas, of course, here coming in as another 3 sales just to cap things off in this round. But a lot of the ideas are there, of course. You would expect that from the Lasersharks. I feel like really where it's getting lost for them are just on the small things, really the avoidable errors. Because their execution otherwise on these plays are correct, but I'm seeing a few opportunities where they're just barely missing some catches, or they're not really going for a stack to catch up to a disc in time, or small things that aren't necessarily forced but are indicative of just the rhythm of a game. And you'll see many, if not all teams, really going through that process in the span of a game-to-game situation or round to round. You'll see teams go hot, you'll see teams go cold. And when one team's feeling one or the other, I mean, those 50-50 plays suddenly become more like 90-10, where it's like, well, how come everything is a little bit off? Or how come everything is going in, if you're the hot team? But really, as we saw for the Lasersharks, the ideas are correct. Round 2, they just need to reset. For Overkill here, the ideas were correct. And the execution was correct. So they just need to keep on the pressure. That's really the key there, is not to get too lax. And if nothing else, this is when you want to actually press on the pedal even more going to the next round. And don't give them a chance to breathe.
Yeah, I've watched a bunch of Florida Lasersharks plays, and they're kind of like an old engine. You got to give it a couple of revs before it actually starts kicking in. So I am hoping to see that Florida Lasersharks can bring this back down through, or will it be the side of Overkill that's gonna, make this an Overkill, hence their name, and just continuously push down through? But it will be Anubis getting that headbutt joust, passing it down to Ghost Dog. A really quick forward momentum, inverting, gonna be trying to find a connection, pass down. Everybody's flustered inside of that goal, as Ghost Duck is gonna be just juking all over, getting that slot into the goal and make that 2-0, 15 seconds. Another quick starting goal by the side of Overkill.
Yeah, and when you talk about quick plays, or patient plays rather, normally you think, oh, that means the team passed it out and did this and that to slow it down. No, that was a patient play. It may have been a very aggressive and frontlining play, but still actually played the time appropriately. Did not press until they needed to press. Just spent time juking instead. And that said, look at all the players there as they pile up. Everyone being stunned out of that brawl. And Blitz clearing it successfully as Anubis, well, clearing them successfully and just delaying the stack an awful lot. Anubis doing a great job here in this back line.
I mean, yeah, that would have been a great play for the set of Florida Lasersharks, as on that mini-map at the bottom right, you could see that all the stacks were off, so they were just kind of just slowly boosting, as Venom is given a great job on the side of offense, just pushing those two forward stackmen, or sorry, the back stacks people, but Ghost Duck going to be making that pass down. Once again, keeping it slow, but still fast enough, but it will be Will.i.am. What he will be doing is getting that save, passing that down to Venom, as that's going to be a really nice slap shot, almost looking into the goal, going to be bouncing off of the goal. Unfortunate at that, but a great plays. Venom will once again gain the possession, get stunned by Paranim. Blitz getting stunned out, as that will be a 51 by the side of Overkill. Ghost Duck with the headbutt, which was honestly a really smart play, as Paranim will once again get that disc, pass it down to Anubis.
Nice work here now as they all encroach upon that goal. So it's looking blue, it's looking overcast, but Overkill getting shot out by Will. Nice job as it does go back into the midfield now, jostling for position, regrab after regrab. Knife Rich just sailing past Knife's hands, and it will be Anubis indeed at the recovery right in front of that goal. So fast play, fast pace breaking out here as they go right back into the blue, and looking at the goal, there's a cutter, there's Paranim, and Paranim once again, they are up by 4 a few minutes into this second round. This is the thing that they're doing so well on Overkill, is when these discs get cleared on so many of their shot attempts now, they are getting these immediately just pressured drives. They're not spending time to reset where they don't need to. If they recognize they have numbers, they are pressing those numbers immediately.
I mean, yeah, on the side of Overkill, it looks like for the side of Florida Lasersharks, they're very offensive, but that is going to be Venom burning through that defense. That's going to be a nice open spot, leaving a nice mark, as it's going to be only a point difference, as that is going to be pretty much a tie game. So hopefully that is what we can see from the side of Florida Lasersharks, to see how they're going to be approaching this and see if they can have this a lot more offensive, as they have that played out. But speaking of which, it's just figuring that out, as you can have a lot slower paced teams and a lot faster paced teams just playing it out through. So you got to see what happens. But this is, I think, the first time that the Florida Lasersharks is in the lead. A point at that, but it is a point lead that will keep their momentum down through. Maybe the engine finally revved up for the side of Florida Lasersharks. Palidore, we're going to have to see what happens, as it is now the lead of the Florida Lasersharks.
Well done, and that is the name of the game, the ebbs and flows. As we always say, as I always say, round to round, you never know what to expect except the unexpected, which I guess is expected. So regardless of all that, back into it and feeling in a rhythm. This is what I'm saying, right? It's when a team starts feeling in a good rhythm, suddenly those 50-50s, it's like nothing can go wrong. And for the opposite team, it's like everything goes wrong. They start turning it over more than they were. They start getting kind of caught up in their own communications of, oh, wow, what's going on? Okay, slow it down, guys, and things like that. I mean, I've been there many times before. But you can see that tangible shift in the tides here, as once again another turnover. Wow. This is going to be a potential open three, and that is flung, but no, getting stung by that side of the rim, and then back into the midfield. So missed opportunity that could have pushed them up by a few goals, a couple at least, and instead now, off the head, and there is that 50-50 turning up opposite way against Overkill. The headbutt forcing them to reset, and now just trying to breathe.
It's weird because we talk about it and then it just happens right away, as the style of just Florida Lasersharks just gains down through. For once, I'm not giving the caster's curse, but the caster's bless for the side of Florida Lasersharks. But I mean, both sides are still doing a great job, as Paranim will go for the offensive shot, now making it a 1-point lead for the side of Overkill, getting up on that top pocket. super close to that top pocket, but hey, a point is still a point, and that is going to bring them up as we're going to have Florida Lasersharks with the disc advantage. So I'm curious to see how they're going to be playing out, if they're going to be taking a little bit slow, or are they going to be just pushing forward as they have that momentum in them right now.
I'd certainly love to see that third round and be able to stifle what was just a roaring start in that first round from Overkill, but doing a good job here so far. They can take back that lead in a second. Shout out to our Twitch chat, by the way. Appreciate you guys once again. Thanks for the heads up there, Lulz, and what's up, PBE and Ducknub. Well, welcome. See if they can welcome themselves here to a goal. There's the passes, and no finish yet, however, as it will be a bit chaotic. Venom, though, one more to the back, but good stun coming in from the defense right above that goal post. So not allowing anything easy and stifling them for at least a moment as they will try again. Actually just missing the catch, but back to Blitz and back to Venom as they just cycle between each other and try and communicate and shift their way through this otherwise very sturdy defense. Super impressed by the defense here on Overkill.
I mean, yeah, honestly, last round we saw that the side of Florida Lasersharks were in the same position where they were just stuck in defense, and the side of Overkill were just continuously pushing it down through. But it looks like Florida Lasersharks are doing the same exact thing, but it's just that 50 swap, as Chucknut Norris is going to try and get that down to Venom, but it's unfortunately going to be bounced off of Ness, as we like to call it. Well, I am passing that down to Chucknut Norris. Chucknut Norris making that slight reset, but still a good one at that. It's going to be bouncing. Venom trying to go for that cut pass down to Blitz, but it will be saved by the side of Overkill. That's going to be stacked.
Wow.
Goes going for the 3, and that's going to connect. What a play and what a momentum swap there, as they just had those stacks ready and they pushed through, now making it a 4-point lead for the side of Overkill. We have 2.5 minutes left. Florida Lasersharks can still do something, but we have to see that now.
That was beautiful from
yeah.
I almost wanted to say Corrosion, but Overkill. They just the defense was absolutely insane. You can see what the Lasersharks were going for with those cross-cutting passes, but at every opportunity, there were 3 or 4 dives in that defensive stand that enabled them to clear. And what did I say earlier that they were doing such a good job of on Overkill? Every time they get a clear, they pounce, and they don't wait for the defense to get back. They pounce, and they find that goal advantage. They keep doing it. It's just such a beauty to watch when a team is locked in defensively like that, and it can translate to the points on the other side.
I mean, yeah, Florida Lasersharks can still somewhat comfortably get this point advantage, but they have to do something right now, as it will be stunned. William trying to look for the pass, but will get stunned out. That's looking very close. The side of offense is going to be very close. Overkill try to go for that slam dunk, almost saved by the Florida Lasersharks. That is now a 6-point difference. If they can make 2 3-pointers, and it's looking like the side of Overkill is going to take this into a Palidore.
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of time, but not a lot. And for Overkill, they did do a great job to weather that storm from the Lasersharks, because the Lasersharks did really start looking like they were picking up that speed. They looked a bit more calm. They were connecting on those passes. They were causing turnovers. But, hey, Overkill, they were able to address it. They didn't even need a timeout or a round break. They were just able to say, okay, we just conceded a couple goals in a row. How do we address this? And they did. They addressed it by focusing really hard on that defense and getting their stacks back with that quickness that just outran the Lasersharks in that first round. So very well done to them, able to weather all of that. Nearly. That would have been a great shot. Just grazing by that rim, and will be turned over.
I mean, yeah, that is going to be a out of mathematical time for the side of Florida Lasersharks. It was starting to look very well, as Ghost Duck is still going to be pushing this down through, make it much more of a higher point difference, as Knife Rich is going to make a headbutt off of somebody. I'm not sure who that actually was, as that is going to make it a final score point difference of 10-15-5. The side of Overkill taking it into... It looks like, honestly, Palidore, it looks like Florida, like you said before, Florida Lasersharks started to have that through, but, like, if it was someone like me, I probably would have had to make that pause, but honestly, they did it without pausing, so I gotta give them kudos for doing that. what a game. I just thought that this was a great feat from the side of both teams as Overkill just showed themselves worthy, as even if they were on the cold side and they still were losing a couple of points, they still pushed through and just gained that advantage and just had that momentum even through those hard times in the second round.
Yeah, and you know what? Overkill, they're going to go 3-0 now on the season thus far. For Florida Lasersharks, the inversion of that. Unable to find a win quite yet. We see all the pieces there as a thing. I mean, they have, you know, all the ideas are correct. It feels like the flow isn't quite there. And maybe sometimes you see that with teams. It wouldn't be the first time in prior seasons where the opening weeks, you have teams where you know the talent, you know what they can do, and you've seen them do it before. But sometimes it takes a couple weeks to actually get into that, you know, the mid-season form and actually work back into your groove. Because for Lasersharks, a lot of what I saw go wrong was quite simply the avoidable things that weren't necessarily caused by Overkill. Overkill's defense was fantastic in the bubble, don't get me wrong there. But a lot of the stuff that happened outside of it, in terms of just some of the pass connections or a couple narrowly missed shots or dings here and there, if they were, you know, kind of in their mid-season form, that could be very well the stuff that did go in, and that could have been a entirely different result. We could be going to round 3 right now. So not something to discount. I think it's a lot of very, very fixable things for them for sure. But Overkill, man, they're fixing their sights on Challengers Cup, I can only imagine, and Master Division in the future. Just much like these players did last season, where they were right on that border, just killing it in the Diamond Division in Season 3. So I'm expecting some great things from them and from both these teams, really. That said, let's see. About a couple minutes away, we do have another match. I will be shifting from this channel to Channel 3, I believe, as we have Channel 1 going on right now. And then this Channel 2 here will be occupied by Dimwee in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to make my way down to Channel 3 to accommodate. So you can join me there, or you can join the Channel 1 boys up there, or you can stay put and wait 15 minutes and you'll be good. Anyways, Southern Sniper, I'm going to rewatch this match right now. You can still watch if you go to the videos tab on Twitch. You can still watch even while we're still live. It works just fine. But yeah, Queen Ange, thanks for tuning in. Baron Dragon, TCG Fox, and Solar. Channel 3 is in second round at the moment. So something was on Channel 3. Maybe the schedule's changed. The beauty of having so many active casters is that these channels tend to get filled up on some of these busy nights. So let me see here.
I always love to see all 3 channels since I'm following them. It's just really nice to see. It's the good old days of just all the channels filled. It's a good time, Palidore. I enjoy this.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the website wasn't... I see. So someone did pick up Los Angeles Destroyers and Odyssey in the sort of last minute. Because, yeah, it's not even on the website technically, but I know that's a game that the casters were trying to organize around and see if they can get that one also casted. So not even updated on the website as far as I can tell, I think. But not complaining. That's a good match to cast. All right, so let's see. I'm going to have to finagle around this one somehow. But I'll be back on one of these channels. Maybe just a quick intermission. And if you see the credits, you know that means I'm shifting over. But you got choices. Thanks for joining. I'm Palidore. That's JayG with me. And yeah, we'll be back on one channel or the other around the corner. So stay tuned.
hardware. Our passion is for the future.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Channel 2. So yeah, we just were trying to figure that out. Thanks for the patience, both to viewers and teams. Figuring out exactly which matches would go, because there were some last-minute matches that were taken on cast, so just had to kind of organize there the last few minutes, but I think we're good. We're good again. Here on Channel 2, therefore, we're going to have Giggles versus the Retro Rejects about to start. And the match that was scheduled for the 45-minute mark on this channel, which is to say Hellhounds and what was it here? The Canine Unit. That's right, the two dog-themed teams. They're going to be streamed roughly at the top of the hour. Roughly. So, that will be the plan of attack here, but meanwhile we're going to have ourselves the Giggles and Retro Rejects on Channel 2. And on the cast, Palidore, again. And being joined this time by Solar P. What's up? How's it going?
I'm excited for this match, mainly. I've seen some amazing things from both these teams, and actually I'm friends with all of them, and I've seen how well they play in privates, pubs, anything. So I mainly want to pick up these casts because I know both of these teams have, well, one, chemistry, and two, a lot of skill. So I don't think these teams are going to stay this low, at least for now. But yeah, I'm still excited for this matchup. And what about you? What do you think?
Well, likewise, for sure. I mean, you know, these teams, these players, certainly some recognizable faces from past seasons, and you know, with some success here. I mean, Retro Rejects, they've gone lossless thus far, it looks like. Giggles have not gotten their win quite yet. They've had some close matches, but unable to secure that yet. Tides could be shifting, though, as we know. Quite frequently happens. So with Giggles coming in with that roster, Sprocky, Inky, Babs, Tiger Tech, Nika Y, and Zuko. Honored to have a prince among us in Zuko as on the Retro Reject side. Again, that 3-0 record. We got Folksy Orchid, Just Spread, Lechizio, Love and Respect, and Bonce and Sabishi. Did I say it wrong? Were you going to correct me? Because please do.
No, yeah, it's Lechizio.
Cool,
You
cool.
can call her Cheerio.
Cheerio. That doesn't sound right.
It's she goes by that.
All right, well, that works then. Either way, though, Lechizio, Lecheerio, Cheerio, Cheesio. I got my options. That's good. That's good. So,
Yeah.
now ideally, though, these players have seen my ping. Hopefully. Otherwise, we're going to have another casters conference call in about 15 minutes to figure out where we're going. The beauty of live television. That's not really television, but Twitch TV. Just about the same. So trying to be dynamic here, but yeah, it's a lot of congestion on the 3 Twitch channels for VRML tonight. I honestly might have to go to VRML main. Maybe that's the solution. Go stream on the main channel. I don't know. Fortunately, I don't think other casters have the key, except for me at the moment with that one. So anyway, regardless, we're going to the first round. We do have 5 players, though, on the orange side, and they just dip out right before the buzzer. That is clutch. All right, so with not much further ado, we are back doing what we can do. Palidore and Solar P on the cast, and Retro Rejects and Giggles in the match.
Bab's going to be able to send that through to Nikolai. Nikolai looking for the shot. It's going to be a little bit low. We'll be bouncing around the bubble, out of the bubble, excuse me. It's Tiger Tech sending it back over to Babs. Babs now going to slow it down on the back line, take his time. Just going to try to get it, boost momentum. Now going to move this up. Going to be pressure, taking that shot. Maybe just a little bit of miscommunication as Sprock is going to get stunned out, but Babs going to be able to get the first 2 points 30 seconds in for Giggles.
All right, so Babs, that first shot, just about a minute in now into the game, after this countdown, that is to say. And for everyone in the Twitch chat again, I see Teddy this time joining, Inky, and thanks for the heads up there. Sorry, there was a little bit of disarray on the stream just before kind of figuring out, so, you know, I make oopses now and then, but we got those switched up. Teams are in the right place. You're in the right place, certainly, if you're on any of these channels. And right there, it's Sprocky, also in the right place for at least a tap away as Babs gets stunned by Love and Respect. So much for that name. That was pretty rude, but nonetheless, Nikawa here with a disc and sending it off to Sprocky. Sprocky at midfield trying to not let loose that disc until they have to. But there's a lot of clutter here as these players now spread the floor. And apparently through the open door.
Great shot there from Tiger Tech. Great shot there from Tiger Tech. And as 4 points gets on the board there for the side of Giggles, a minute 30 in. So amazing gameplay from the side of Giggles. And we're going to see what, Retro Rejects can do on this Joust advantage. We're going to see how speedy they can go. But Lachizio sending it over to that right tunnel. Just unfortunately, it's going to take an awkward bounce as will now be Nikoi. Nikoi sending it across to Tiger Tech. Tiger Tech gonna get stunned out by that stack. Sprocky also gonna get stunned out. As it will now be Folky Orchid gonna try to send it through, but it will be Sprocky sending it high to Nikoi. Nikoi bringing it in off the head of Babs. Very unfortunate. And Lachizio is gonna tap it out.
Well, I mean, you want your teammates head in the game, just not quite like that. Always a tough thing to deal with, but they do recover. They do recover to the tune of 3 at that. So Babs gets it done. And how about that? They turned it around into a even better situation with that. An extra point thanks to that recovery, and then the goal just left open a little bit too early, it seems.
Yeah, still great gameplay. It's 7 points already up with only 3 minutes in, but still, I mean, both teams doing amazing, and on this Joust will now be Love and Respect. Moving this up. She's going to send it high to, try to send it to Folksy, unfortunately. Not going to be able to be received, as it will be sent through by, I believe that was Nikoi, and the boost there from Sprocky. Sprocky going to look at a one-on-one here, but it's going to bring it in, just going to unfortunately going to get stunned out, and it will be out of the bubble.
A nice stun there by Sabishi, and now trying to dive out. Oh, that's a tough turnaround. It just misses the goal, however. That was an awkward bounce. Otherwise, would have been a good dive there from Sabishi, but now they're just trying to recover into the orange lane. 2 inside, and make that 3, including the disc. So 9 points here, putting up just a quick succession of scores. And, yeah, doing a great job.
Yeah, like I keep on saying this, but Giggles is one to look for. There's some great gameplay, but the jousts from Retro Rejects aren't really going correct at the moment. But Lachizio kind of just messing up that pass. Now into the bubble, recovered there by Nikoi. Nikoi going to be heavily pressured by Folksy, but Babs going to be able to get the handle on and the clear down into the Retro Rejects bubble. We're going to see who can get here first. As a tap out there from Lachizio, and now it would be bouncing into the mid zone of the orange, and it will now be through onto the blue zone, and it will be Sprocky now with the recovery.
A good pickup there, and nice and easy trying to get it through that midfield. Defense in the tunnel now, all brawling each other. Meanwhile, that disc careens over into the bubble. Now a stack beautifully from Love and Respect, and see if it can be a goal as well. Ooh. No, Tiger Tech, denial. Tiger Tech now diving out, all the meanwhile with the disc into the midfield. There are 2 players there, one for either team. Sails right past them anyway as it goes to Love and Respect, but taken back now. Nikoi being stunned though by Folksy Orchid, and that is out of there. So good defense on both ends, really. The brawls coming in handy.
Nikoi now with the disc going to get to the backboard to Babs. Babs back over to Nikoi, and great play there from Giggles. 5 minutes in, already 11 points on the board for the side of Giggles. And remember, this is only the first round, so we could see the momentum switch easily, but now will be Retro Rejects with the shots advantage. 11 points down. Giggles is in the double digit, excuse me. We're going to see what Retro Rejects can do, as will be Sabishi to handle this one, sending it low, but unfortunately, that stack is there. Tiger Tech, all of his teammates are open, sending a pass over to Nikoi. Nikoi to the back of the net. 17 meters a second, a 13-point lead to Giggles. A really back and, well, not back and forth, but a momentum shift game as, well, it will be Giggles with a 13-point lead.
Yeah, 13, so a baker's dozen. How's that for you, Just Bread, in the Twitch chat? Welcome to it, aka Teddy. And Southern Sniper, which channels Dimwee on? Will be on this one. Originally, Dimwee was supposed to be here for that K9 and Hellhounds match at like 10 minutes ago, or 5 minutes ago. But a little bit of delays going on across our channel, so we're trying to reorganize. But that match should be starting here on this channel with Dimly just 15 minutes later or so, depending on how this one goes. So, again, appreciate the teams for accommodating our busy nights, trying to get as many matches streamed and as many players casted as possible, as casting that reel is going to be dealt to Sabishi, just holding strong in that back line before the clear and the stack and maybe a chance at their first points. And indeed, planting the seed, it's the Orchid, and they've got the 3.
First 3 points on the board. They are, in fact, back in this game. 3 minutes and 20, around 15 seconds, excuse me, left remaining once the timer goes down. 3-13, a 10-point lead, 10-point deficit, excuse me. So we'll be Giggles for the first time in this game with the shutouts advantage. Sprocky with a quick pass over to Babs. Babs now going to take his time, going to slow this down, do a little break check, sending it over to Tiger Tech, sending it wisely back to Babs. Babs looking for his option, sending it up back to Tiger Tech looking for the cut to Nikolai. It's going to be a little bit off, and now it will be for the recovery. No one just yet. Love and Respect going to get there first, and now the clear gets there and into the Giggles bubble.
Ooh, look at that dribble there. Also, and beating the defense just in time. Folksy, that's 2 in a row. They're up to 5 points now. That was quite the dribble play there off the clear recovery. I mean, the reflexes to snatch it just in time before that stack, that duo got back right into the goal. That was a good move. Maybe they're looking to pick up some speed here, but pick up some momentum in the late portions of this round. I like what I'm seeing here, though.
Yeah, great gameplay from the momentum there from Retro Rejects, excuse me. So we'll be now in the mid zone. Folksy sending it into the Giggles bubble. Again, this could be a potential score, but the lead there from Nikolai. Nikolai looking for his option, sending it back up to Babs. Babs gonna get stuffed there, and Folksy with the shot.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. 8-13, a minute 50 left remaining. We're gonna see who can win this.
This is a thing made of folks' tales. Folksy 3 in a row, and Folksy 3 right there. That is stellar. After they were down 13-0 just a minute ago. And now it's 13-8. This is an absolute flurry that Folksy is just putting on now from the shooting angles, from the offense, seeing if they can defend. They do, and now it depends on what they do for the remainder of this minute 20 seconds. If they can come back, that would be just incredible as they sail into the midfield. Could it be 4 in a row about to happen? No, denied by Babs. Back into the right side and maybe staving off just a little longer. Every second really matters here.
Off the head of Tiger Tech, and the tap out there from one of the Giggles players, picked up there by Nikolai. Nikolai gonna get stunned out though, as will be Folksy there gonna be able to get there first, sending it through straight down in the mid into the Giggles bubble outside of it into that right wedge, and it will be Love and Respect getting stunned out. Nikolai gonna be able to get there first, excuse me. Nikolai now moving this up, not looking at an open lane as it is covered, sending it low to Tiger Tech. Tiger Tech getting the goalie stun. And 8-15, the game is in Giggles' hands.
Yeah, that should do it. But man, was it stressful there for a minute if you were on this side here of Giggles, because 3 in a row, and the goal was open for a 4th in a row. Just a tough angle to make the hit from. But well done to Retro Rejects for not being too dejected after that initial 13-0 start. I mean, they really came back in here. Just credit to Giggles. They were able to close it out with an important defensive stand and one more goal at the end to secure round 1. That was a very entertaining one, I should say.
Yeah, great gameplay from both of these teams. They are definitely improved from the last season, as I would watch these guys and see how they play. And from what I know, from whenever I first met them and played with them, or whenever I first watch how they play, they've definitely, all of them, have all improved significantly. And I just want to say, honestly, this is a really good game, as 8 points from Folksy on the side of Retro Rejects. So, some great spread there from Giggles as well. And, I mean, just amazing from both of these teams. And I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen in this round 2.
Well, same as me, surely. The scoring spread, as you mentioned on Giggles, very nice. 7 points for Babs to lead the way, but 4 apiece for Nee and Tiger, as well as a couple of assists between them. Sprocky with an assist and a save and 12 stuns. So some good distributions there. Into the Twitch chat, by the by. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for the compliments here. Yeah, Dimmy will be here a little bit later. I'm Palidore. Solar P is here casting with me, and always a pleasure to cast with Solar as well. Pip UI. Hello. I'm not Solar, but hi.
Hi,
I prefer Pip UI. That said, back to round 2, and let's go. Let's get to it. And mind you, this could be the first win of the season 4 here for Giggles. The 0-2 start, but looking mighty fine, thus far. Meanwhile, undefeated 3-0 for Retro. So, really, some stories here. Either a first loss or a first victory for one team or the other.
As I didn't even notice, but Inky is now in, so we got a new roster change as Tiger Tech is now out. But losing the disc there is Sprocky. Nikolai with the pickup though, and the clear straight down there. It's deep down. The stack is also there. 30 seconds in. Already Inky with possession, looking for this offense, taking the shot. Almost a 3-pointer, but still some amazing gameplay. Only 30 seconds in.
And Shorty of the AG variety saying, "Go Giggles!" Cheering on the Giggles, who scored first and also scored the first round win. Meanwhile, yeah, you mentioned, interesting too, that they do have that substitute in here, or alternate player in Inky, after they already won that first round, but still opting to change it up just a little bit, and obviously it didn't hamper them at all in that first attempt. And oh, that would have been great from Love and Respect had it not been rejected. Love and rejected, I guess, from the defense just in time.
I mean, yeah, great save there from Babs. Babs definitely, in my opinion, one of the best so far. And the shot there, unfortunately not going to be able to go in. But as I'm saying, definitely doing really good on the offense and on the defense as Babs. But now bouncing around that right side wall. Nikolai now with the pickup. Oh, good, just unfortunately it is stunned out. Love and Respect looking for a 1-on-2. And taking it in Lachizio. 16 meters a second. Hot release. It is now tied in the second round.
Excuse me, it's Cheerio. You should know this. I was telling him before the match started and everything. No, it's Cheerio.
My bad.
I kid. I won't take credit. Definitely Solar, well familiar with these players, and friends with them also. Definitely appreciate the insider knowledge that Solar provides as, oh my, just barely squeezing past that goal.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate there, but Love and Respect still going to get there first. Folksy, unfortunately, going to get stunned out, though, but now will be Babs inverting on the ceiling, sending it through that right tunnel. Unfortunately, going to bounce off that popcorn Geo, but now recovered there from Folksy. Folksy opting in for the back pass. Unfortunately, just a little bit too short, and it will be Inky handing it off to Nikolai. Nikolai sending it back to the stack. Unfortunately, the stack won't be able to get there first as Sprocky now with the recovery and the tap. Just trying to get it into the bubble for a pass, but Love and Respect will be able to get that clear into the Giggles bubble, and it will be Nikolai with to get there first.
Oh, kind of lost it awkwardly there, but credit to Nikolai for basically denying what was going to be probably a guaranteed goal. Nikolai had stunned that triple stack out, who otherwise would have definitely gotten there first, so was able to take a stun boost off of them at mid to recover it, and therefore buy another opportunity here perhaps for Giggles to get a score, had it not been taken back here by Sabishi. So a bit of a back and forth being exchanged here between the two teams as it will flow from one team's midst to the others, kind of back and forth, pinging and ponging, and awkwardly back into Babs' hands. Very unusual bounces, but they still will retain for the moment.
Rocky now trying to send it back. Unfortunately, no one is there, as will be Folksy with a 360 clear into the bubble, almost making it in. It's going to be a little too high and wide, as now Sprocky here with the disc, going to look for the clear as the stack from both teams are actually formed. Who will get there first? It will be Giggles. Nikolai now with the disc and with the solo play there, dunking it in for the second 2 points on the board for Giggles in this round 2.
Yeah, not quite as fiery of a start to this round, just offensively speaking, that is, compared to the last one where they got to that 13-0 start for Giggles. But at this juncture, as we do get looks like a timeout right at the buzzer, but yeah, it looks like the pace definitely changed a little bit, more chaotic, not as much disc control being had, and a lot of that also credit to Retro Rejects for staying on top of just pouncing in the midfield and not really being content to hang around just in the bubble, but also pressure in the midfield as needed.
I mean, just back and forth in this round 2 so far, and like I said, the spread's still there for the side of, excuse me, that is, my brain has had a fart. It's, giggles, oh my god. And,
I think you mean your brain just had a giggle.
Yes.
Be polite about
And
it.
I just giggled.
And I just farted. Wait,
yeah. What? Wait, excuse me?
You're
But
excused.
Giggles, okay, thank you. But Giggles, still having great spread. Sprocky still with 0 points, but can't forget about the saves. 2 saves. And Sabishi also with 3. So great gameplay as the unpause does come through. I'm guessing the unpause was there from Giggles. But it will be Retro Rejects for the second time in this game. With this Joust advantage, so we're going to see what they can do. 7 seconds on the tube. We're going to see what they can do.
All right, so back at it again. 4-2. Again, for those joining us, I do see numbers popping up. So, and usually when that's the case, I'm assuming that our various channels might have matches starting, ending, etc., etc. So, first round was a 13-0 start for Giggles. This is a team here trying to capture their first win against a 3-0 team in the Retro Rejects. But after that 13-0 start, it was Folksy Orchid on Retro Rejects who put together 3 goals in a row to make it 8-13, really close that gap. But Giggles still just barely close it off in the end. One more goal and then end there and then kind of put them in. But basically, it set the tone for what this round is providing so far, which is to say halfway through it, and we're seeing a very tight match now. So very indicative of what we saw, and when you see that, certainly Sabishi didn't, because Inky just got rid of it before they even turned their head. That's how quick that pass and how quick the finish was to not give the goalie a chance to even focus on on where the disc was going and how to stop it.
Yeah, some amazing passing there from Giggles, and trying to keep this in the just the second round, but it will be Retro Rejects. Now, with this Joust advantage, Sabishi trying to look for the pass over to Folksy, unfortunately. Gonna go just a little bit wide as the stack dribble trying to get through, but Sabishi now with a clear deep into the bubble. Unfortunately, not gonna go in. As it will now still be loose here. Sprocky gonna be able to get there first. Sprocky gonna do a little bit of juking, sending it through. I'm just gonna bounce off that crown area. Now it will be picked up there, but stunned out Lachizio. And Nikolai also gonna stunned out, sending it over to Inky.
Got some more solar fee. You gotta pay me. Fans in the Twitch chat there. Welcome, Tropical Dude. Well, see if they can get some tropical mood going on. It's Nikolai, 8-2.
Yeah. Hello, Tropical Dude. I coached in the Rookie Cup, and he was on. I believe we went to finals in the losers bracket, and we I believe, I don't know, but because I don't know, but we're in VRML now. So Sabishi down by 6, and now it will be over to Folksy. Folksy down to Love and Respect. Gonna get her pocket pick there from Inky. Going to try to clear it through. Nikolai not going to be able to get there as Love and Respect there. Maybe with a shot. Will it be on off the backboard? Super close, but it will be Lachizio bringing it back in for 3 points. They're still in this for the win, and 5-8 in round 2.
And cheerio to that. That was great off that rebound. And see, that is what great positioning will get you. Just right place, right time. That initial shot was almost a crazy good make, just barely grazing past the rim. But because you had someone on the left lane, Lachizio, makes it all the more possible to get those rebounds and those putbacks in a blink of an eye. Now, don't blink your eyes, though, because this is a quick joust turning into a turnover. Love and Respect out into the blue side.
Would now be Sprocky looking forward to send it through, as it will still be loose, picked up here by Lachizio. Lachizio gonna get stunned out, and it will be Nikolai now with it, sending it soft one low to Babs. Babs gonna juke around, make some space, sending it back across to Sprocky. Unfortunately, it's a missed pass there, but Sprocky's still gonna be able to recover that one, as he will be able to walk it into the bubble. No covered, and but the goal is indeed covered. Sabishi with the save and the tap out there from Folksy.
Nice grab there, right at the upper portions of the reach. Yeah, getting back to the other side there. Lachizio with some stuns. Oh, holding on a little too long, so hold on. Trying to pop off, but recognizing the numbers not in the favor, so smart here. Lachizio now finding Folksy. The hot hand, the hotter hand, the stun. Understands how to score. There's another one. 8-7. Big hit, though, from Folksy again. That hot hand from last round.
And it definitely was a big hit. He literally jumped over, dustied one, and walked it in for a I believe that was a 1-on-3. A minute 30, 7-8, still on the side of Giggles, and Sprocky sending a relay, a dribble there. Nico Eyes trying to send it up to Babs. Unfortunately, just going to bounce off that upper table, but still the stack is there from Giggles. Nico Eyes sending it back over to Sprocky. Sprocky trying to slow this down, get his teammates open, sending it high, but the read there from Folksy, and Folksy not going to be able to get it through just yet, but the stack is still there. Folksy going to be able to confirm that clear, but the stack is also there for the side of Giggles.
And Sprocky right side, that's going to hit into the trap, however. All by the lonesome, though, is Inky. Now, 1 minute left, so don't blinky. This is going to be crunch time moments impending as these players try and collect themselves and make sure they're set up for this last minute and hopefully set up successfully. So Sprocky recognizing they could complete a sweep if they just play this the right way, play the clock, perhaps even go for the last shot if it's an option. Give them no time to come back with one more score. But there's a cut, there's that 360, and Inky does it. It's 10-7, and that could be it. That was devastation.
We still have time.
We do.
This is going to be really hard, though. They need to get a three-pointer. If Giggles can just play their defense like how they've been playing it, they can easily take this in two. But
here we go.
Now it will be Retro Rejects with the Shouts Advantage, sending it over to Lachizio. Lachizio just missing it, and Love and Respect not going to be able to read it. 5 seconds left remaining. Love and Respect sending it across over to Lachizio, but Inky with the read and the slap out, and it will be Giggles with the win. Wow.
Amazing. What a match and what a round. A tight finish there. Inky certainly could call an MVP of that last minute there. Some important plays and some flashy plays as well to pull off at the end. Man, those 360s and such. But between that score and then Inky in that last possession there with that super crucial cut off on that pass, that secured the win. And with that, Giggles will indeed have their first victory on the season here just in week 2. We're still early yet. But man, was that well earned. And meanwhile, on Retro Rejects, that will be their first loss, but certainly one where, I mean, that could have gone either way. That was incredible.
Yeah, great game there, and I definitely wasn't expecting that. I was expecting either an OT or round 3. Yeah. But yeah, I think we're gonna be. I'm gonna be heading out over to VRML 1 with Doc Education,
yes.
Florida Lasersharks, and Lightbulb. So
all right,
I'll go over there.
All right, well, Solar P joining me here on the cast. Thank you very much, Solar. It was a pleasure. I'm going to go on to Channel 3. I assume Dimwee is lurking around here somewhere, about to cast this K9 and Hellhounds match. So. We're going to roll the credits here in a second, but unless I hear otherwise, Channel 2 will be Dimwee in here. I'll be over on Channel 3. Channel 1 will be going, so you got 3 different options, etc., etc. I've been Palidore. That's been Solar P. Everyone, thanks for watching, and keep on watching. And I'm going to take a quick intermission just to make sure, and then I'll probably roll the credits. We'll see you again on one of these channels very soon.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and Echo units. I always want to say Echo bots, but Echo units united. Welcome back. So I figured it out. We're good on the schedules now, so I will be staying here on Channel 2. Pardon the confusion. I'm sure if it's confusing for me, it has to be confusing for you. But I will remain here on Channel 2. We had some delays on games and things like that that kind of switched up where we were streaming which games to. I feel like even that didn't make any sense. Point is, on this channel, we have Harmonix and Team Player. If you're looking for the K9 and Hellhounds game, I believe that's on Channel 3, which you should be able to find a link to on this page somewhere. But if you're here joining me for Harmonix and Team Player, well then you're in the right place indeed. So I'm Palidore, and let's get it going as the first launch is underway. Davola and Barometer. Oh, and that is off meter, as that is off kilter, and Electro Cow and Bob here to round out that roster. Defending currently for Harmonix, well, getting it through that defense, but we have Adam the Alien, Rolls Rice, love that name, Wolf, and PT Gaming Pro. Once again, I am Palidore, and you are Twitch chat. We're good. I think we are solved. It's a little bit of a hectic start to these streams this evening. It tends to happen sometimes when you have so many channels rolling at once, but it's a beautiful problem to have, isn't it? Super glad to get back on the cast. It's been far too long. Barely got the cast in week 1 or 2, and yet here we are in the first round of my third in a row, and having a lot of fun here on the stream as Adam the Alien takes it away and sails it over to Rolls Rice on this push up the floor. Now taking position at the barrier was Adam. Now the defense actually leaving Adam alone, so it could have been bad potentially, but right now players just trying to get a feel for the flow of this game, get into their rhythm. Stuns there from Bob. We'll turn it over, and Davola the clear. Now don't ask me why. For some reason I really thought as that, wow. I thought nothing. I see nothing. All I see is threes coming in with ease from Bob. I was gonna say, I swear though, for some reason I thought Davola, I must be thinking of something else. I thought Davola was an EU player. Who am I thinking of then? There's another Dave that I'm thinking of that's very similar sounding, isn't there? Am I totally off? Man, that off season was longer than I thought. Nonetheless though, it's PT Gaming with a great pass just in time before the stun finds Wolf, and Wolf on that prowl. Indeed, the first 2 points coming in, assist courtesy to PT. What's up, Wonder T? And I'm actually Angelic. Welcome back again. The simple musician. He is my hero. Who's the musician? I think I asked this question earlier. I'm not sure if I ever got a response. Am I the musician? I'm not sure I would call myself a musician, but I'm a chatterbox. That's what I am. An Ometer with a shot being denied, stifled in front of the rim. But Ometer with another attempt. Barely off again by an inch, by a hair even. These teams, like the tortoise and the hare, trying to catch up to each other. But back and forth, pinging and ponging that shot to the face of Electro, picking up the scraps. Was Dave just missing barely? Oh, with a fadeaway shot as well. So many close attempts, barely off. And those ones will definitely dwell on the psyche if you let it. The very, very intense action here to start off this first round, only a few minutes in. And shout out to these teams, by the way, for waiting about, 10 extra minutes there just to get me in the match and ready to go. Appreciate that very much, and always a pleasure to cast as wait, watch out, it's some more defense. I'm very, very impressed with what they've been able to do here for Harmonix. They're getting in the way of a lot of these shot attempts. Even though they're down at the moment, I don't expect that to sustain. Should this excellent defense continue? They're playing some pretty high pressure around that bubble. Now just need to get it going on the offensive side of things. Wonder redeeming the hydrate? Well, let's see. We'll wait for the next goal, and then maybe I'll take a sip. But right now, these teams taking a dip right back into the orange side. They need to get there really quickly because that goal is exposed. Could be a 2, but past both of the hands. Maybe a miscommunication on who was grabbing, but no miscommunication there. Rolls Rice definitely getting the grab. Watch out. Now over here to Rolls again. Rolls trying to back it out. Ooh, what a nice reset there. Pass, I should say, rather. I feel like that was intentional. right off the wedge into the player by the bow tie. That was kind of unusual to see, but aesthetically pleasing of a pass. Now over there to Wolf on the offense. So here it goes. They played some defense. Now it's their chance to push this forward and maybe bring it either to a tie or get within one. Of course, as I say that, may be a little bit of a jinx commentator's curse, as it will be some mishandles of the disc, resulting in a clear, resulting in the recovery, resulting in the 3, no, the 2 from 7 meters. That was right on the line. But nonetheless, they are 7-2 on the advantage for team player. Able to get there before the defense for Harmonix could accommodate. Now, as I recall, too, I don't know if the roster is quite the same or not, but I do remember streaming both these teams towards the latter parts of last season and kind of mentioning how I wanted to see how they would progress. I think there have, just based on my very loose memory, I think there have been some roster changes on both sides here. I'm pretty sure, but as always mentioned between seasons, it's one of the things I really like watching is how the teams develop, in the months between seasons, and for that matter, just in general, right? The progression of these teams, these rosters, you see even in Master Tier now, more and more of these players are part of those newer generations of Echo Arena. And I do remember shouting out these teams as I streamed them last year and just saying, hey, I can't wait to do it again next season, Season 4, and here we are. Some hotly contested action going on in the first round. We still got 4 minutes left, fanning out on the floor. Maybe a little bit of a ill-advised pass there as the defense was so aggressive from Harmonix, as they have been, and just offering no space on the recovery. Similarly, right there, dipping underneath, rolls Rice. Very nice. That was rich. 7-4. Still 3.5 remaining. I mean, they've got plenty of time on the clock. And if they're going to come back on Harmonix, it's going to be predicated purely, or at least largely, on this defensive pressure they're putting on. It's what's giving them these opportunities in the front line when it comes to making shots. So the stack there, one stack getting broken up, but guess what? That secondary stack was there for the recovery. Now both sides losing the disc momentarily, taken by Amiter. Oh, another ding. They've had, I think, 3 of those maybe, of those 1-inch away goals, essentially, for team player, where it was just so very close to a good hit. But to their full credit, they're not wasting time or getting down on themselves. They get back on that recovery and get the disc back at least for a second. But likewise for Harmonix, eyeing down a bounce attempt, maybe rebound right off the backboard. Oh, and slowly floats in. Kind of a knuckleball there off that wall. And they bring themselves within 1. 7-6. And can I just say, I'm very glad that these teams waited for me to arrive in their match to cast, because otherwise we'd be missing out on a mighty good one here on Channel 2. So Bob now in the tunnel, finding Electro Cow on the approach. Now that backstack opting defensively to split back into the goal, but fantastic passing. It's Amiter with an awesome pass to Bob, and Bob just lobs it in, and 9-6, and we are back in it, back and forth in this match. Neither team now really pulling away by too many more than a couple goals. Now it's just a question of what will win out. A movable object, unstoppable force. Will it be the defense here of Harmonix? Will it be the offense here of team player that is enough to charge them into a round 1 win? We'll find out in the next minute 45. Turn over there to Bob. Right back to Adam. Right back to Amiter. And right back to the tunnel. So a lot of stuns here. Electro Cow doing a good job to delay just a bit. Meanwhile, in the front line, some slow boosts coming on in, and taken by Dave. Another ding, though, rebounded, playing yo-yo, and seeing if they can go ahead. Go Gadget Arms, 11-6, and that could be just enough to eke their way in the first round. We will see. Still some time, just not much of it. What's up, Turposaurus? Electro Cow, new goalie for team player. He's solid. Yeah, I mean, all these players definitely solid. Definitely, as I said, just me following the progression is one of my favorite parts really like getting a look at what people have been busy and up to these last couple months. You know, you can kind of tell which teams and which players come in well practiced and kind of warmed up for the season. Sometimes with other teams, sometimes it'll take them a couple weeks here or there, but I definitely think there's a lot of new generation Echo players who are just really hungry to keep advancing and climbing those ranks, climbing that ladder. Wolf does it right there. Climbs on in for a 2-pointer, puts them within 3. So we'll see. There is some time now. That said, could go for a self-goal here. Don't know if they'll do it. Looks like they won't. Could have gone for a self-goal to maybe secure that. I know that's becoming an increasingly more adopted strategy as of late. Of course, it's a strategy that, not to toot my own horn, but my team, for better or worse, originated back in 2017. But it's not a strategy that I've seen a lot utilized, really, until recently. Recent months, I'm seeing multiple teams now go to the self-goal towards the end of rounds just to deny that 3-point opportunity. Happens every now and then. But I certainly won't complain when it doesn't either. So the victory all the same going in the first round, that is to say. And yeah, I mean, that was a fun round. I'm excited for the second one. Team player, though, getting it done. And we'll also take a little bit of a break. You might have heard the buzzer there in the background, so maybe a few minutes here, a few minutes there. Let's see. Turposaurus says, I'm chilling. Thanks for caring. Casting. Both. I cast and I care. Swoosh, welcome back. Welcome back, my son. Or something. You know who it is. That was a bad attempt. Sorry, Southern. Anyways, Phenom, Palitoxic, the originals. What did I say? Did I say something? If I was toxic, it wasn't intentional. Do let me know. How was I toxic so I can correct course, I suppose. Nonetheless. Hi. Cranberry. I'm actually kind of out now. It's mostly just melted ice water. With a hint of cranberry. Still pretty tasty. You know what else is tasty? That feast of points from Team Player. Look at that. 7 points for Bob. Ometer with 2. Electrocow with 2. And then Davola with 1 assist to match Ometer and Bob as well. The team play. For Team Player, as always. You know, it writes itself. Lovely job there. But what did I say about the defensive harmonics, huh? Look at that. I mean, Adam the Alien with a save. PT Gaming Pro, 5 saves in 1 round. 4 saves for Rolls Rice. And then the 4 points for Wolf. That is some impressive offense. Super. Oh, self-goal, Toxic. I wasn't talking about that self-goal. I mean, I'm talking about the strategic self-goal. See, if you talk about Eclipse self-goals, there were 2 of them, right? There was the one at Oculus Connect 4, the first ever Echo LAN, the North American Regional Tournament, basically, for ESL. That was a strategic self-goal, right? Like, the team only has X amount of time left, really? So we're going to self-goal it at the end, just to give them no time to actually joust and make a game-tying or game-winning play, right? The strategic self-goal. Now, then there's the other Eclipse self-goal. Season 2 finals in OC 5, that was a toxic one. And it wasn't me! So actually, you're correct. I didn't think of it like that, but indeed, I guess Eclipse, you know, had different self-goals. Or not really self-goals, sorry. Like a ding-dunk goal. These self-goals were from other teams. I'm not going to name names. I kind of want to, but I'm not. No, we've also had accidental self-goals on our opposing teams happen to us an uncanny amount of times, like disproportionate to what you'd expect. Like I said, I wouldn't name names because that would be toxic. Anyway, I'm all confused, and so are you now. Regardless, we still have like 30 seconds of time here. My nose really itches, by the way. I don't know if you care or can tell. I'm really trying to scratch it without making it look like I'm picking it. But man, is it really, really itchy right now. I can't even... Anyway. I'm excited to see what the second round provides here, though, for this team. Let me check the records real quick. And again, courtesy Ignite VR there, with the Ignite metrics powering our streams and our statistical overlays. So Team Player is 2-1 on the season. Harmonics, actually, their season debut, evidently. Now, again, I know this team existed before, but maybe we're not active last week. I can assume, because actually this week we got like 20 or 30 new teams activated compared to week 1. So I think a lot of teams maybe just miss the boat on flagging themselves for the start of the season. But regardless, we're in it now, and that's what matters. So here we go, taken by Electro Cow from the sideline, the midline, back into the bow tie. Phenom, still love you too, of course. Hamwow, please come scratch it for me. My nose, it's still terrible. That said, you know what I know? The second round is underway, and it's chaotic at the moment. 30 seconds in. Grab here from Bob, just with a nick of time to spare. Now they're making their way down the floor. There's Bob with Dave attached. Dave breaking off and trying to look maybe for the breakdown on the goalkeeper, but no! The goalkeeper, Adam the alien, nothing alien about that. Right at home inside that goal land. Now seeing if they can land that clear through the midlands, and they will. So up the floor they go. Maybe have an opportunity at the goal. 2-on-3, make that a 3-on-4, and that's off the back panel and into Dave Ola, who just sends it careening into the side. So still yet the chaos momentarily maintains. Oh, a little bit of a mishandle there. Kind of awkwardly as the disc continues to just not want to be in anyone's hands for the moment, saying, no, I'm an independent disc. I don't need no team. Or harmonics. But Adam the Alien, they're getting stunned as well. Bob with another tap. Basically, the first team here just to get control for more than a second is probably going to have themselves that goal. It might happen here. 1 Mississippi. But too late and too bad. A stun being had and sent back out again. So what do I know? It is nuts right now in terms of this pace. So back into the blue. That's going to sail pretty close to that goal. Dangerously past the hands of Electro Cow. And they're attempting, as you can see, they're attempting to ease it up a little bit. I mean, they're positioning out, but I think right now... when it gets chaotic like this, the communication is the most important thing. This is when Electro Cow, for instance, in the back line, this is when they need to say, you got me back. Or, alternatively, we've got a stack. One or the other, right? But that's when you really need to be saying, okay, calm it down. This is what we need to do. Otherwise, other team's going to get it too. And they will. PT Gaming Pro finally breaks the 2-minute ice on both sides. And they will get the first couple points. Swoosh, what fan base would scratch your nose for you otherwise? We love you, Pally. Okay, I won't lie. Now that I'm off cams, and now that we had a replay, I scratched. Don't worry. We're good. That feels so much better. That entire 2 minutes, it was itching horribly. But picking it off here is off the dome, actually. Off of Electro Cow, I believe. These teams, if nothing else, they're itching to get it going. I'm just kind of curious if that same pace to start the round is going to continue or not, really, or if we're going to finally see some slowdowns. That would be very, very helpful, I feel like, for both of these teams to, again, find the communication, say, this is where I am, and this is where that disc is going by next, and find themselves some good opportunities off it. I love that. I love it. Ometer gets it to tie. Some swell passing from the boys in blue. Scarecrow music. Oh, maybe that was the Music Man that was being talked about earlier on. Yeah, so the ranks here, silver, I believe, or platinum? One or the other. Thing is, Harmonix is currently classified as bronze, but that's because it's their first match of the season. However, they are a team who played last season. If I recall correctly, I believe Harmonix was in, I want to say gold, as well as team player. Maybe a upper silver or lower gold last season, as I recall. But then again, the rosters have also changed a bit, so take that for what it's worth. In any case, though, taking the disc back for what it's worth, it's PT Gaming Pro, and that's going to be sent into the blue line. Stacking quickly was Ometer, and I do like the double stack being ran here. Very fast and efficient, it seems like, for team player. And now it's just a matter of the backouts if they can. Finding the numbers. Like that pass, for instance, right there. While I always like it when you pass the disc, you also got to be careful with it, right? It was kind of cluttered in there, and that offensive player had nowhere to go should they have gotten the disc. That's where a back pass would have been very pertinent, for instance. Another narrow miss, though, coming in from team player here. and eventually turn over to PT. So PT Gaming off into the blue side. The stacks gathering for either team, not really getting a ton of regrabs in there and splitting off as well as splitting skulls. Nice one from Amateur to find, eventually though, Rolls Rice in the back. Now Rolls was an active hand in round 1, but neither team able to score more than once until I say that. It's a goal from Adam the Alien, and the bomb does explode for the 2. And another minute and a half off the clock, so very much a lower scoring pace, but a more frantic overall playing pace, I would say. Just given the back and forth. So, the action has definitely been ups and downs. Ebbing, it's flowing. We're flowing. Vibing. Moment though, Rolls Rice takes the disc back again. Though the active hands I talked about now, splitting off into a stack, needing some regrabs if they can. Let's see. Will be snagged by Davola. Now a mail slot attempt, bit too low, so that'll give some time now for a recovery, but only a little bit. The Ometer will be stunned, and the barometer being set from Davola on the 3. They're up by 1. Nice hit from Dave, and just barely squeezing it into that angle. Another hair off, and that would have been dinged outside. So, good hit, close match. So Adam the Alien getting stunned there, now trying to turn around and get a grab on that stack if they can, but the stack doing a good job to maneuver past the defense. Now Electro Cow into the midfield. 1 point game, 3.5 minutes. That first round was taken just narrowly by a team player. Trying to regain some of that control, but of course round 3 here would be a lovely sight to see, as it always is. And especially if you're on Harmonics. You would very much be a fan of having that 3rd round. Now they're laying the smack down with the brawls before going for the recovery. All 4 players meeting each other here near that bubble. And a gentle pass. So there you go. I mean, chaotic as it was, this is the kind of communication you need, is just to say, I'm right behind you, we're stacking through. Whether it works out or not is another situation, but as long as you're always communicating as a team where you are and where that next pass or the next fling is going, you're going to be positioned at least for more success than you otherwise would be. So these teams now making their way down the floor, and wow, the touch from Wolf. Many applause and maybe even a pause for the Wolf. Chowing down on another goal. Just a finesse. That's what that was. That was finesse. 7-5. Now the compliments going to Wolf earlier on, and Turposaurus once again shouting out the players here on Harmonics. Definitely in some good harmony, at least in that last play. So here it goes, Rolls Rice, there's some regrabs, redirects into the goal. They've got the numbers, they even have a 3, maybe a little dangerous, and you know what? Wise choice from Adam the Alien. That was smart, and I can only imagine very well communicated. Because the idea was there. First of all, I love how they fanned out everywhere. You had a blue player on the barrier, Adam. You had a player in the goal. You had a player getting the disc. Basically, they set themselves up for their positioning so they could not fail. Sorry, I meant an orange player. You know what I mean. But point is, they set themselves up in a position where no matter where they went, they had so many options, rebound potentials, etc., etc. But then when it got too close, when that defense was too nearby, as the defense does get by right there, a good recovery. But when the defense got close, they were able to tap off the barrier and say, okay, I have no time to wind up a shot or an anchor attempt, so I'm just going to tap off and settle for the 2. And that's fine. That's what they needed at that juncture. But I love the setup there on that entire play. It was very, very aesthetically pleasing to me. So yeah, stepping it up absolutely, says Fly, and I couldn't agree more. Right now they are up 9-5. So they are definitely in a good position with less than a minute left. But as I say that, could it be the curse? Could it be the curse? It is the worst possible outcome if you're on Harmonics, as it does bring them within 1. On that shot for team player, they are still in this. And now it's a matter of clutch possession time. For Harmonics, they need to keep that disc in possession, and if they lose it, they need to lock down. Let's see here. That quick launch is going to Wolf. Wolf can't hold on for it too long, deep into the other side of the floor there. That just might sail in its own right. Just missing. 12 seconds left, but They can keep the disc away for just 3 more seconds. They should be fine, and indeed, they're looking good. So, without a doubt, these guys are sweating it a little bit. But otherwise, they're good. The closeout by 1 narrow point, and we are going to that 3rd decisive round real soon. Always a pleasure. And yes, don't mind the fact that the logos are not showing on the winner's screen. I apparently broke something, as I sometimes do. But all you need to know is that it was the orange folk completing the 2nd round. Now give me a quick second. I'm going to finally do that hydration I promised a long time ago. And I'll be right with you. Fun match, though. Very, very fun match. Whew. That is some delicious watered down cranberry juice. I gotta say, at the rate I'm going, I know it's almost it feels almost wrong for me to say, but I might need to start campaigning for a Ocean Spray sponsor instead of Dr. Pepper going forward. I don't know. I mean, I love me some pepper, but cranberry's where it's at lately. Anyway, whether it's actually healthy or not, I don't know. It's like less caffeine, but still a lot of sugar. Oh well, you know what though? I gotta give some sugar to these teams and some sugar to the Twitch chat. You know, love you guys. How's it going? PamWow, who is this? Palidore, I guess. I'm Dr. Cranberry? No. Pepberry. Pepsi Berry. Drinks. But yeah, Turposaurus enjoying the match there. Scarecrow, how am I doing? Doing well. How are you doing? How goes the music? Hopefully not too scary. But maybe. But yeah, hope it's going well with you guys. I know we have, at least when I started this stream, we had 3 different channels going on. I'm not sure if other matches have ended yet, but yeah, shout out to you guys. Swoosh as well. And Prince Sizer. Good to see you. 3rd round predictions. Well, besides a very sweaty Palidore and some very sweaty players, I don't know. I guess if I would go by purely just statistics, I still don't know, honestly. I still don't know. Thing is, in round 1, I was impressed by the defense inside the goal from the orange side here, from Harmonix. And the thing about defense, the thing about great defense, it's hard to sustain, like, for 30 minutes, right? Defense is so hard. Offensively speaking, that's, I wouldn't say more easy to sustain necessarily, but it's typically more consistent in a sense, right? Like the flows of offense, you can find your hot hands, you can, you know, it's you can ride 30 minutes on a really strong offense, right? To defend for 30 minutes straight is another beast, is what I'm saying. So with that, I would, on one hand, say maybe I give the edge here to team player. But the problem with that is then I look at the stat sheet and team player has 1 billion saves as well. So I don't know, saves and steals and otherwise. I mean, there's a lot of cohesion from both these teams, which is my very long, drawn-out way, roundabout way of saying I'm going to cop out and say, I don't know. Round 3 overtime, how about? Flip a coin, that's who's going to win. Because right now, both the rounds combined, it's basically an equalizer on each other, so sign of a good match, though. Sign of a great match, in fact. I know, I have a hard time committing to predictions. Especially because I always feel bad for the team that I predict against, right? Like I have issues with disappointing people. Anyways, Amateur here with the clear out, and might be actually a really quick goal. It is. And wow, Amateur, first of all, jumping for joy, well deserved. But how did he even get to the opposite end? Unless my eyes are deceiving me, I thought it was Amateur who tapped the clear in the first place, and then managed to get a grab to sail down the floor and get the goal on top of it. So a self-assist off that joust, and very, very nicely done. First 2 points going to team player. Boss music needs Palidore singing Wellerman. Soon. Soon it may come. Anyways. So over here to Rolls-Royce on the approach. They have a player on the boot, they have a player on the shoulder, and unfortunately it sails right between the two of them into neither's arms. Rolls-Royce again though finding Wolf. So some willing passing going on here, but not able to will themselves a goal. Electro Cow there, manning or animaling, cowing, hurting, that is the word, hurting the goal, but oh boy, that fence is opened, and closing it is PT Gaming Pro. 2-point tie to start things off in the first minute and 30. Pamwell saying, you can have great defense, but if you can't transition with the turnover, the disc will just keep getting to your goals. Yep, precisely. Very accurate. You should be a caster, Pam. But that's a true story there. You know, the offense, it's like a battle of attrition or death by 1,000 cuts, right? When you have an offensive team who's able to get rebound after rebound and just dominate the shot attempts per game, right? It's like one of those are going to go in, and that really wears down on a defense. It's tough to maintain that kind of intensity because really, with that kind of stuff, all it takes is one player defensively to just be a little bit off kilter to really break the entire scheme. That's why it's difficult. And that's why I'm all the more impressed when I see it work well. You know, like with offense, you can be a little bit off on offense at times, right? If you miss passes here or there, you can still make up for it with some speed and some stacks and good positioning and get those rebounds. But with defense, it's unforgiving. You miss your cue on defense, you're toast a lot of the times. But right here now, making the most out of this possession, or at least trying to gain it, it's Rolls. Kind of curious just to see Rolls' I guess I can't tell individually on this screen. I wanted to see what the possession time is there for Rolls. I just feel like Rolls' hands have been all over that disc all 3 rounds now. They've really been active on that floor. Maybe not even holding on to it for like a long time, but just getting possession of it constantly. In any case, Dave, just the same with a grab here. That's going to bounce a few different ways into the station block, as we call this geo. Also known as the Merc block. I think less and less these days, but once upon a time, the meta Merc block. Trying to back pass it to the midfield. Electro Cow now forwarding it to Bob. Now Bob eyeing their ometer, but unfortunately the defense too aggressive, too intense. And Harmonix able to force a momentary turnover. With the recovery a little bit struggled, so has to slap it out. And not quite as accurate as they would have liked, but they'll still get the handles back just the same. So PT Gaming Pro now finding a pass there, but cut off pretty nicely as well from Bob. Just really pressing up on them, not giving them a lot of space. So for as much as I've complimented Harmonix on it, again, for team player, they've done just as well for themselves, especially in the last couple rounds, to start getting back and aggressing on what Harmonix is attempting here. So really, either way, it is a flurry, and that is all I can really call at the moment. Tied up at 2 apiece, neither team with firm control. PT Gaming Pro there, trying to wrangle it, but outside, no money, no pro rate. But PT Gaming Pro again, trying to line it up and see, but no, the goal again on the 3rd attempt, maybe even 4th. They'll finally find a rebounded play, thanks, if nothing else, to the goalie who was heavily interrupted there inside. That was some craziness. So narrow advantage and a timeout here to maybe breathe. That applies to me too. All right. So back to the Twitch. What's up? Anyone's game? Wellerman, yes. Maybe I'll take the timeout as an opportunity. Yeah, exactly. I was going for different puns there. Well, at first it wasn't a pun, but I knew there was one in there somewhere. You know, cow was manning the goal. No, not manning. He was animaling. No, cowing. No, hurting. See, it's the whole game of casting is just really word association. That's how I do it. I hear certain words or I see certain things, and then my brain just word associates until it finds something to say. That's all it is. It's fun though. That's why I enjoy casting. I mean, among all the other reasons I enjoy casting, getting these stellar matches, it's almost like a metagame in itself. Just trying to keep up with how quick and how highlight worthy these plays are. You know, doing it justice. Where can I find the words? At the moment, though, you can see definitely Bob finding the words. You can just read the body language right now, kind of coaching each other through their strategy here as they fall behind the 2 points. But it's always interesting to kind of see these players in these timeouts, right? And how they do handle themselves. You know, some teams, they slow down and they start re-strategizing, discussing the game plan. Some teams, they'll want to keep warm, so they're going to go out into the arena and they'll practice their stacks across the floor during timeouts. Sometimes you see teams go over here in the spawn area to this mini-map, and they'll kind of point out, use this mini-map as a battle map, basically, right? They'll point out their strategy, their plans of attacks. That sounded like broken English, but you know what I mean. The plan of attacks. Plans of attack. There you go. Words again. But yeah, every team kind of approaches these differently, but the whole timeout situation, especially now in Season 4, where it's officially allowed, no matter if it's a tech issue or just to re-strategize, we're going to see more and more of that now in Echo, and they really help. They really do help. I would say, without knowing the official statistics, I would say a higher percentage of the time than not, a team who takes a timeout after being scored on, a high percentage of the time, they will be the team who scores next, like after the timeout. It helps. You know, I would say probably 60-40 or 70-30 kind of deal. It's kind of twofold, because on one hand, you sort of ice out another team, you halt their momentum, and then you allow your team a chance to find it. So, double whammy, basically. Scarecrow saying Orange needs to prioritize or practice disc priority there, knocking it out of each other's hands. And yes, I think a lot of that too. You saw the wild start to the second round, especially, or the third round rather, where both teams were playing at such a frenetic pace that when it gets to those situations, anyone who's played Echo, I mean, or sports in general, right? You know, you can see it. When it gets crazy like that, you can kind of see the panic, or you can feel that anxiety almost secondhand. Which is why I say the first team in those situations, the first team who can have somebody say, okay, I'm not going to go and get involved in that pileup. I'm not going to keep exacerbating the chaos. No, I'm going to go sit over here, and I'm going to call for a back pass. I'm going to go anchor myself nearby, maybe. And I'm going to allow my teammates to possibly have a chance at getting the disc, but otherwise I'm not going to get involved in the pileup, because pileups are a vicious circle if it's involving, you know, all 8 players, for instance, or the majority of the players. So usually if you can have that one player on either side to say, okay, I'm going to go either find a stack or I'm going to find a back pass, but the main point is they're recognizing that they have to find some cohesion there. That's when you'll see it slow down. That's when you'll see that team turn it into a score following that disarray. That said, that disc is at play, and the disc is maybe in softly. I wasn't sure, but PT certainly was, and PT is cruising through for the goal. Anyone remember those vehicles? No? They were kind of a meme car back in like 2001, I want to say. But, hey, iCasters cursed it, because look, timeout or not, Harmonix came back just the same with a disc. It was actually Team Player who kind of had a botched joust there off the timeout and ultimately conceded another goal. So credit to Harmonix. They cause another turnover here, and they're looking to really press on to the final half of this third round real soon. Now a Death Wisher over into the top over here, popping in. And Omiter with a pass-off to the aforementioned, but death is coming, and the death will be in the name of Rolls Rice. Getting rolled over. Not nice. So unfortunately, that disarray will continue, but not produce a goal. Let's see another rebound here. They've got some numbers certain to say, and finally collecting it, Dave. And Dave Ola waving goodbye. At least on that play, and now maybe they can calm it down once again. That's the thing. For as scattered as they've been a little bit here in the third round, they're only down by one score. By one three-pointer. And they've still got a third of the round remaining. So for team player, that actually bodes very, very well. I feel like because of how this match has gone pacing-wise and this round has gone, I feel like they should be down more than they are, just because it seems like Harmonix has been a little bit more collected with it. But honestly, not been the case. So that's a great thing for Harmonix. They are sticking, or for team player, they're sticking in it. Trying to stick some punches into PT Gaming, unable to do so, however. And PT getting it eventually to Rolls, and Rolls right back to PT. Some great stuns there, courtesy of who's that? Wolf inside the goal. Was just brawling over and over on those goalkeepers. So you gotta love that. Two teammates below the goal kind of playing monkey in the middle and just ping-ponging it between each other. Meanwhile, the brawler inside the goal disabling the goalkeepers. And then when that happened, they finally got the extra pass and the easy finish. That was some beautiful teamwork. So back into the orange zone. Ometer finds the open goal. Oh, that's an unfortunate error there. Conceding a 3. You can see the body language there from Deathwisher, I believe, kind of putting his hands out. Just saying, yeah, we got this. I don't know what happened there, but man, we've got this. We're still in it. And when you have a multi-goal lead in the last two minutes or so of a game, that's kind of the last thing you want to see as a team, is a three-pointer go through, because that is how you can let a team back in the door in a hurry. So let's see. Could it be another one? Oh, no. Oh, Death Wish. And they've got one right now, because it will be a 1-point lead. What a turnaround for team player. Unbelievable. 42-meter on that shot. Death Wish putting a hurting on them. That is incredible. So this is a stark momentum shift happening here. Likewise for Harmonix, they're not out yet. I mean, they're only down 1 point now, so they got to feel okay with this if they can score again. But definitely know that energy in their comms and in their gameplay, it's going to be a little bit more nervous here towards the last 90 seconds here. We see another turnover. Deathwish doing it for them. Wow. Dave Vola, and it rains, it could pour, but not able to get a few more. Not yet, anyways, as Ometer is able to retain, gets it stolen by Rolls. 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining. Dave again with a disc. Open goal, nobody home. They need a stack. Harmonix needs to find their stacks. They need to find some speed. Either way, if you're not stacking, you're back passing. If you're clearing, you better be stacking. One or the other, right? So needing to get into the offense again. 49 seconds left, but look at that. 4 players, all 4 players, with plenty of time to spare. Oh, but a giveaway really quick to Wolf could have been the lead back to them. This is nuts. And right now unfolding into a massively chaotic situation here. Both teams now piling on each other right near that barrier. They could take the lead right back, but a fantastic dive from Ometer. And it is heating up. A chance maybe for some game-winning plays here, one way or the other. Defense or offense. Either or. Rolls Rice finding Adam. Adam, the gentle pass up high. This is going to be it. If they can get a goal here, they're going to win this match. It's Wolf with a pass, and Royce, no! Electro absolutely destroying those hopes, and it is done, over with, kaput. And the input is electric. Unbelievable save. What a clutch. What a clutch from Electro. So much so that I'm pretty sure I blew out my mic twice. But man, oh man, was that just devastating. Wow. 1 point win in round 3. The last second looked like a guaranteed goal. Oh my goodness. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you think that was that cross pass back to front, right? And behind the goal to the front of the goal, 9 out of 10 times that's going to be a score. And not only was that not a score, that was denied. Not only was it denied, that was denied with only a few seconds to spare. That was a crazy clutch play there coming in from Electro Cow on what otherwise was a stunningly clutch series of passing plays put on there by Harmonix. I mean, the setup was perfect. The setup was perfect. The defense was just more perfect, I guess. Somehow better. Hats off to both these teams. That was a fun match. Wow. Turposaurus enjoying that as well. PamWow and Scarecrow. How about that match, though? Music to my ears, man. Oof, oof, oof. Highlights for days. All right, well done. Let me pull up the stats on my screen. Of course, you guys see it currently. I'm trying to find it. Courtesy of IgniteVR.GG for those overlays, statistical overlays, rankings, and stats, and otherwise. Yeah, shout out to them and shout out to these teams. Team Player barely able to get that victory. Definitely shout out to Deathwisher for one, stopping in. I think after that timeout is when it occurred. But came in just late game and hit that crucial 3 to give them the lead when they were looking maybe down and out for a while. So that was a big hit from Deathwisher for sure. And had a steal or two in there that really mattered at the end. So love to see multiple contributions on that end. I mean, all of Team Player, everyone scored. Just about everyone got an assist and a save. I mean, incredible stat line all around. Certainly Bob sticking out there a bit with the 10 points and 1 assist and 2 saves, just as well as Ometer. I mean, both those guys, I mean, look at that. 9 points, 3 assists, 2 saves, 3 steals. I mean, Dave with 5, 2, and 2. So, hey, plays for days all over the place. And then, of course, Electro Cow there with the clutchest play of all, the most important game-winning one of all at the end. 2 points, 2 assists, 2 saves, but I mean, one of those saves, the most important one of the game. For Harmonix's side, likewise, I mean, they played very, very well. You know, they lost that first round. They did not get discouraged. They came out with a new fire in round 2. Adam the Alien had 4 points, 2 assists, and 2 saves. You had PT Gaming with 11 strong points, 3 assists, and 5 saves. Had some incredible focus there, both offensively and defensively. Rolls Rice, I've mentioned Rolls how many times? Being active on the floor with the 4 points, 5 assists, 7 saves. Ridiculous. And then Wolf with the 7 points and 41 stuns to claim the top stunner. Actually, tie. Looks like. Actually, no. Top stunner on his team, and then tied for second on the whole roster here. Team Player. See, Ometer was the 51 at the game high. But point is, you know, everyone stuffed the stats in their own respective ways. And that's when you get games like that, which go to round 3 and nearly OTs or game-winning situations. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Anyways, I do think that is my last scheduled cast. Finally, for the first time all season, so far, I've been able to get more than one. You know, getting back into it now. Believe me, I'm not casting because I don't want to. Just been busy, man, on the behind-the-scenes side of things, but consider this my reintroduction into Season 2, or Season 4, Week 2. Anyway, let me just verify what's going on, since I am kind of soloing it at this point. Just making sure our other channels are taken care of. Let's see, Cerberus and Phoenix is currently on VRML 1. Round 1 is just about over. It looks like Cerberus is probably winning, barring a miracle play in the next 10 seconds. 11-9. So here, I'll initiate the raid there so you guys can get some extra channel points on channel 1 for the raids, and thus get some extra channel points for the cast redemption rewards. You know what I mean. Let's see. Raid. There we go. So you guys can join in that raid, and again, I think you get some bonus channel points if you join raids, and you can do that. So channel 1's going on. I don't know about channel 3, if it's still going. Let's see. Alright, channel 3 looks like it is offline currently, so yeah, we'll be soloing on 1 for the meantime, for the evening. Whew. Alright, thank you guys for watching. PamWow and Goromo saying, glad we came back even after the controller was broken all game. Honestly, I couldn't tell, so that's either a compliment to you or shame on me for not noticing, one or the other. But yeah, good game. Thank you, Terp, for the compliments. Thank you for engaging. Glad to have you. And yeah, Swoosh and Scarecrow, just the same. Okay, I'm going to go and raid you guys now, so go enjoy. I've been Palidore. This is VRML Channel 2. Be happy, healthy, safe, and as always, fantastic to each other, and we'll see you again really soon. There we go. And now for you 15 or so remaining who did not join the raid, wait as I awkwardly try to get to my credits. All right, I got them queued up. See you soon.
And we're underway.
Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR.